countdown.
No. We will be explaining how this race is going to go as we begin. Three, two, one.
And the runners should be able to go.
Were they aware you're going to count down in that channel?
Yeah, I should probably let them know.
So this will be a seated run. So each beginning of the tower and beginning of each floor is going to be the same to keep things a bit fair. Item placement at the beginning of the round, monsters beginning placements, as well as the floor layouts will be the same for each streamer. And essentially it will be whoever gets to the highest floor first. And I believe they are off. So typically, not everyone wants to name their monsters because it takes a few seconds, but I guess we've got Are You Okay? Joined by Busta on Dreamy's screen. I hope that's not a sign of things to come.
Hopefully not. This is the first time that we are using a special feature created by ever amazing programmer. That the seeds were randomized automatically. So let's hope for no Sand Knight seeds.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, don't play a Sand Knight seed again. So the first floor is basically a tutorial floor where it's going to have the same preset items in the first place anyways. So those items are I believe a wooden shield, a copper sword, a flame ball with 5 charges.
Fireball.
Fireball, thank you. That is actually different because flame, I believe, is a stage higher.
Flame is the weakest one. Fire is actually double the power of flame.
Oh, I learned something today too. The medical herb right in front of Azure, and a Palumpa egg. Probably won't be using that Palumpa egg, but it may be useful later if you want to egg bomb an enemy just to get it out of the way.
Exactly. Both of the runners did not use the first possible skip that they could have done on the first floor. As you see, CUNY is providing lots of tutorial text, and we are able to skip some of that if we do some shenanigans with trigger tiles and items that we can put into the bag, but none of the runners are doing that. It's not such a big skip, so not many people do it.
There's also another a really big time save that you rarely see anyone ever do in a tournament setting, because that would pretty much leave you without a monster, and you have to deal with that for the entire run. You're actually able to skip the trigger at the beginning of the bridge going into the tower that starts Q's startup dialogue, which means you go into the first floor without a monster yelling at you. It leaves you at a big disadvantage, but you save about a minute or so.
And now we actually have seen one of the text skips that they could have done. It's like elevator skip. As you have seen, they've gone to the right, fell down, and walked around it. If they just went straight for the elevator, they would have been one more tutorial, but they've skipped that. They all have already gotten the first most important level up. For killing troll you get 8 XP, which gives you the next level, and as you have seen, the HP that they gotten with that is quite huge compared to all the other level ups that they can get. We can say pretty safely that this is the most important level up, and to get it that fast, that's good.
If you can get it with 1 kill instead of 4, then you're going to save a lot of time getting that level up. You're basically, for the first few floors, you tend to stay around the same level equal to the floor you're on, but as you go above, say, floor 6, 7, it's going to be a big disparity. So each of those little level ups, especially the first one's worth of health, are going to be very, very important in surviving some extra hits, especially since coming actually fairly soon. There is no difficulty curve. You just see a cliff in front of you when you look at the numbers. Things are going to start one-shotting you unless you have that little extra blanket to help on you. So Dreamy is going to be our first visitor to the 3rd floor.
So he takes the lead, because we haven't explained that yet, but the runners, as it's a race, we have a rules for who wins the game. The one who wins the game is the first to reach floor 40. But if they cannot reach floor 40, which we hope they will, the one who wins is the one who goes to the highest floor. And if they both end up on the same floor, the tiebreaker is who gets to the floor first. So currently we've got Dreamy in the lead with floor 3. Of course, it's just the beginning, so there is plenty of time for the lead to change.
The first 4 floors are very, very safe when it comes to being able to explore a little. How item distribution works in this game is it's not really set by how high you get. It's completely random. So it's always good to take an extra look around the first few floors while you can, actually stand up against monsters, even without a familiar, just fine.
Which we actually do see now on the Dreamy side. As you have seen, Dreamy changed to Frog. And as a frog, he cannot provide support to Koch. And Dreamy couldn't use mixture magic, so he had to fight hand-to-hand with all those monsters.
It's not easy being green.
Exactly. But as Sustaina mentioned, like those first floors are pretty safe, so even hand-to-hand combat where it's just Koch, it was quite doable. But actually we see first monster that can sort of create problems if you fight him early on. Luckily Dreamy took care of that flame with 1 crit hit.
Personally, the only reason why I feel threatened by flame at all is because they're the first monster that has a ranged attack.
Exactly, and that range attack can hurt you, because the shield that you get in the beginning is not very good one.
No, I believe its item value is only... is it 1 or 2? The only upside is that it cannot rust. There are rust traps in this game that will decrease the stat of your weapons and armaments, unless they're very special, specific kinds, by 1 permanently.
Seems that we lost Dreamy.
Uh-oh, did you catch what happened?
Not really. His stream suddenly went off. I'm gonna...
Yeah, that was strange.
Okay, Dreamy is back.
Are we able to let that one slide? I'm not sure how strict the rules are here. Are we gonna let that one slide? Keep going?
Sorry, what happened? I was chatting with Dreamy.
Okay, it was just a hiccup?
Yeah, I guess no problem here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, continuing off. This is going to be one of the... I believe it's either the second last or the last floor you can actually do anything on. I believe it's the 6th floor, where you start seeing very strong and very beefy water element monsters, and the problem with that is all of your weapon damage right now with mixture magic is going to all be fire. And there's a little triangle. If you've played any other games like Rock, Paper, Scissors, Pokemon, there's going to be wind, water, and fire, which will have advantages and disadvantages against each other, and they're pretty drastic. And once you start going up against blooms, which you'll see very shortly, things are going to get a lot more dangerous, and you aren't going to be as free to explore because any monster is capable of completely screwing over your run.
We see Sea Seed found on DreamyVision's side, which is like a very good item. But before that, we can also see that CUNY got confused with a trap. And now CUNY is actually capable of attacking Koch as well. So
I was half expecting that attack to actually hit. It didn't look diagonal at first.
Yeah. Luckily for him it didn't, because it's sort of random where CUNY will attack. But he did waste, if I recall correctly, 8 or 16 MP with that attack. because ranged attack magic costs a lot.
Yeah. It also would have hit for a fairly big chunk.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's not as big of a threat right now because 1 or 2 hits you can survive. At first, it didn't seem like they were in immediate danger when it happened. They got lucky. Gold Sword.
Gold Sword, the only positive side of Gold Sword is that it doesn't rust.
Yeah, but it's got the lowest attack stat.
The worst in the game. It's
you ever bring a butter knife to a gunfight? It's not gonna go very well. And now we have Qn on Azure stream just sort of stuck. And now they're stuck.
Uh-oh. Well, luckily,
back into the
nothing's
pit.
gonna happen here, yeah.
Nah, it looks like Flame's just taking the beatings. On Dreamy's side, did you know that balloon? It took me a while to figure out that balloons were surprisingly not wind attribute, they're fire.
Yes, they are.
So I was always wondering, okay, why are they so tanky?
They have pretty high defense for the monster on that floor, so they can hit hard and they have lots of HP and have high defense, so it's not easy.
If you struggle on these floors, floor 6 onward is not going to treat you well.
Oh yeah,
this game is ruthless.
This is the last floor that is sort of safe, although we already see Manoivas on this floor, which is the most annoying monster in the tower. Maybe not most, there are a few more annoying ones. But this is the first troublesome one.
Manoeva have a passive ability that when they are struck by a physical attack, they have a chance of splitting into smaller ones that start at level 1. Honestly, they're not much of a threat, they're more of a time loss because you have to deal with getting around them, because as long as there's a monster on your screen, your movement speed is, well, as far as the game speed itself is slowed down. So they're more of an annoyance at this floor until they reappear later.
And now with this, we actually see Azureyume to take the lead, because he's the first one to reach floor 6 and now floor 7.
Wow, taking the elevator right away. They saw 2 sleeping Manoevas, so like, nope, I'm taking my chances with this elevator. Into another sleeping one.
And another elevator.
Wow, okay. Now they have to figure out, they're level 5, they can probably handle it, but should we take 2 elevators right back to back without doing anything?
Yeah, but we have to remember about one thing. Both of these runners are running exactly the same tower. So the same elevator train that Yumi had, Dreamy will have as well. So it's not just that Yumi will have amazing luck.
Speaking of, it looks like they're exploring a bit.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Ooh, a shield.
Most of the runners opt not to.
Oh, that's not bad.
As long as it's not cursed, and it's not.
So that ice shield is a 5 defense shield, which is a pretty good upgrade above a wooden shield. But it also has an elemental attribute, which means wind elemental monsters, which usually aren't much of a threat when it comes to physically taking direct damage, because they're more about messing with your mechanics and such. But it also means they're going to take even less damage from fire monsters, which means once they get a few floors higher, when you start seeing monsters like griffins that can tear you apart in one shot, it's going to be very, very helpful in surviving hits.
Exactly. Having this ice shield is basically having a high ground advantage towards all fire monsters.
Speaking of, I don't think we explained that. Would you like to explain that?
Sure. So the game has different calculations related to damage. One is, like already mentioned earlier by Sustaina, it's the elemental triangle. So wind beats water, water beats fire, fire beats wind. But apart from that, we also have a high ground advantage. So monsters or any unit being 1 level lower than you will have the same disadvantage as having elemental disadvantage. And of course, the other way around, if the unit is 1 above with the attack, they will have same as elemental advantage. But we have to remember one thing: if the difference in height between units is more than 1, like 2 or 3, then we cannot attack. Neither normal attacks nor spells. So it only works with high ground difference 1.
See what Azure just ran into?
Oh yeah, he got mirror.
So
shield.
Mirror is a good shield. I believe is it 5 defense?
3.
3 defense. But it comes with a little benefit that it can reflect any ranged magical damage or effects.
Which
So
we
Clown
can
right
see
there.
pretty soon.
Probably, seeing as there's a nice train of clowns following behind them. Clowns have a really annoying ability called Lowdown, which has a fairly low hit chance, but when it does, it will reduce you by 1 level, but 1 XP away from the level you were at. So if they were to attack someone with a mirror shield with that ability, you could actually low down the clown's back.
I think Dreamy just lost. Yes, he just lost his Cuny. I didn't see exactly what happened there.
Dreamy's getting out. Dreamy.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good decision because the time is like pretty safe to still like get to higher floors of the tower, and without Cuny it's really tough job. So he will keep all his items. He can select 5 of them to get back to the tower. He cannot take them all. And Cuny will keep his level. Koch will restart at level 1 because it's a roguelike game. So all the stats are reset. But thanks to the fact that Cuny will keep his level and stats, his climb now should be a little bit easier and faster.
They'll have more equipment to start with.
Exactly. Uh-oh. Yumi got himself locked.
Uh-oh. You like boats? How about flowers? You want to pick some flowers on my boat?
Both of those monsters are water-type monsters, like earlier mentioned. We don't like water-type monsters because our attacks are mostly fire. And yeah, you also have annoying ability that they sunk in the floor, and they will basically almost all the time get the first attack. You cannot avoid it, and they hit like a truck.
But the thing with U-boats is if you're very, very sneaky, you can actually use that against them by sort of standing on top of the space they occupy, which forces them out. So you're able to constantly push them away by doing so until you're able to get to a safe location, if that's the only monster following you. Dreamy's going back to the tower.
Another U-boat. But he can still dance with it, yes, and he's doing it correctly.
Now, I believe since Dreamy is re-entering the tower, the seed for the said tower is going to be different, meaning that we won't really be able to have the same information between each other as far as drops go.
Yes.
Unless the tower's seeded as permanent. I've never redone a tower run with the seed.
Each entry to the tower will be different, but if Yumi decided now to use the wind crystal and go out of the tower, and he enter it, he would enter exactly the same tower as Dreamy has.
Okay, so, that's interesting.
Yes. Yumi gets to floor 9, and he gets his Cuny out, he's out of danger, and he basically went past all those annoying monsters on so-called water floors.
Oh, and we ran into a Dreamin. Dreamin are very annoying. I've seen runs die to it. Dreamin are very, very inoffensive on their own, but they have an ability that can put you to sleep. And I believe Sand Knight, our very own, holds a record for being put to sleep for 52, 53 turns at once, and that's an easy death right there. If you're able to kill them within a couple turns because they are wind attribute and fairly weak, that's a lot of XP. But if you get put to sleep, I don't think that's gonna matter.
Yes, then you have to hope that Cuny will defend you. Luckily, the game is smart enough, sometimes not very, but in this case, it's good that like when you are put to sleep, Cuny will defend you and attack that Dreamy.
Uh-oh, Azure's poisoned.
Yes, that's another trap for him. Luckily, floor 10 is, I would say, safer than all floors 6, 9, even though enemies have higher level, but they're basically all fire and wind, so you don't have elemental disadvantage, and it's much easier to destroy them.
Honestly, the safest floors are the floors without water attribute monsters, because even without that, they're all very annoying with some sort of passive, such as Kraken doing recoil damage, ULs healing themselves, stalling.
Yep.
U-boat sinking into the ground, saying surprise, and then biting you. Blooms being themselves, they have incredibly high HP pools. We're actually going to see something over here that's different on different visits for Dreamy. So basically, after the first visit, the second floor will be a set floor, and you will have the chance to duel Gosh. Dreamy declined, but if you duel Gosh, you'll fight them, and your reward for defeating them is a healing herb and a chance at a wind crystal.
But the positive side of Dreamy re-entering the tower is that he actually has a wand now. We didn't explain it yet, but Yumi is using a sword. Whenever we are using a mixture magic, there is a multiplier bonus when you are using a wand. There are actually two multiplier bonuses. One is related to the fact when just that like we are using a wand, which is a magic per se. So one of the multipliers goes up by half. And if he had the same elemental wand, that multiplier would go by another half, which would give us a multiplier of 2. When Yumi is using mixture magic with a sword, that multiplier stays at 1. So that's why Dreamy has now chance to like deal much more damage, especially on higher levels when this matters even more.
You're 99% of the time, if you pick up a wand, it's an upgrade.
That's
Unless
correct.
you're using a very strong sword or a matching attribute sword. That's the only time you would even second guess.
Exactly. Whenever you're using a matching attribute sword, because swords can have elementals too, you will get that multiplier to be 1.5. So the same as using non-elemental, non-matching wand. But there is one more factor in this whole calculation where wand gives you one additional bonus that may actually give you higher damage on much higher Koch levels.
It's amazing how many different little mini calculations go into damage in this game.
Yes,
It really is crazy.
it is, and we should be very thankful to programmer for like telling us about all those calculations, because if you're interested in all this stuff, technicalities, etc., they're all on our or programmers randomizer page, where not only you can create all those seeds that our runners are playing here and try them yourself, but you can also find lots of different technicalities about the game.
Honestly, in a month, I think we've learned more from programmers' findings than I think we found as a community in the past 20 years this game's been out.
Ooh, Yumi's in a little bit tough spot. Luckily,
no!
he got mirror shield, so if that Griffin decided to attack him with a range magic, which he quite often does, that would be reflected back. But
Griffins will easily hit you for mid-30s with magical damage if they decide to use that on you, and any sort of defense from that's good.
He decided to blind it, to ignore it completely and try to run away from that volcano.
Uh-oh. Between a literal rock and a sleepy place.
Volcano are fire-type monsters, so they don't have any elemental advantage over you, and you don't have any elemental disadvantage against them, but they are quite tanky.
Very hard. They hit very hard.
And they've got lots of attacks, so...
That's a reoccurring thing you'll notice, is that a monster is either completely inoffensive, or they just hit hard no matter what they do.
You can see, he hit him.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It begins!
Yeah, so that's the annoying part of Dreaming, that they can put also your familiar to sleep, and when your familiar is sleeping, he cannot support you with your mixture magic.
Ever seen a man throw a rock 50 feet down the aisle?
Yeah.
Some monsters will let you pick them up, and you can just literally throw them 50 feet away. That's great to see.
Normally when you try to pick up a monster, the chance is 62.5%, but when the monster is sleeping, that chance is always 100%.
Now we've got a bow troll. As you could guess, they could range in a straight line towards you. They don't hit too hard. It's just the fact that that's the only attack they have. So if you are within like a straight line diagonal or just forward, backwards, etc., they're going to continuously hit you with range damage no matter how far away you are until you are off screen. Sometimes even when you are off screen.
And
they are very annoying.
Picks up. Without CUNY on those floors, you're more or less defenseless or attackless because you cannot really destroy anything. The wand is definitely too weak.
I did not
attack with it.
realize that Dreamy picked up a Scarlet Wand. I did not notice.
Oh yeah,
So-
he had
So
definitely
Dreamy,
different
despite
ones.
the setbacks, could easily take this race now just because they
yeah.
have that weapon.
If you see, also he's wearing a fire shield, which is
Ooh,
sort
too
of
glassy.
okay for the current floor, but the floor that he is going on now, which is a water floor, that fire shield is not gonna do him any
Oh
good.
no, the blooms are gonna have fun.
Oh yeah.
Ever seen a flower punch a man to death? Oh, is that an egg? That is an
It's
egg
an
on
egg.
Azure screen, and that could be a clown. Clowns
Oh, yeah.
are an egg you want. So clowns have an innate ability that doubles their magic rank or magic level. So if you were to get a clown and hatchet, your mixture magic for a level like 12 clown is going to be level 24. That's going to hit like a time and a half harder than Cuna's right now with like a Scarlet Wand.
Apart from that, Clown has also a magic that is ranged. So you can
Uh-huh.
use not only you can attack monsters not only that are adjacent to you, but you can also attack monsters that are far away from you. And even though mixture magic that he's currently using, which is Fire Sword, is mostly based on Cox's attack, that ranged magic is based mostly on the spell level. So having that double spell growth trait is really, really good for that spell.
Tell me, what do you think a level 24 Thunder Wave is going to do to a level 8 monster?
Oh, it's gonna crush it. One thing is that, like, on that floor, we also have a chance for Garuda and also U-Boat, which are
Oh,
both
you're right.
really, really amazing familiars.
So U-Boat special trait is, as you've seen before, they can sink underground, but they also have another ability called Scout. Dreamy is in a really tight spot.
Oh, yeah.
That's very, very scary. But they have an ability called Scout, which will completely scan the map as if you're using a floor loop or star glass to observe everything. So you'll see the positions of monsters, I believe, items. Okay, they got out of that. I was actually thinking that they were gonna die.
Seems that Dreamy was able to, like, get out of that situation, but his Cuny now has very little HP, so he has to be very, very careful. And
Easy enough. One more hit, they're fine. They're fine. They
Yes.
got out. They got lucky. What is that scroll? Decur scroll.
oh yeah, so his Scarlet
Oh.
one was cursed.
I mean, not that you'd probably switch off it unless you
Yeah.
had a clown and a wind wand.
But there is one hidden mechanic in this game related to cursing, is that Cox's accuracy is going like up and down constantly. That's just like how game works. When you get a
Whoa,
cursed
what's that
equipment- Ooh, very bad. Very bad monster train. Let's see how Dreamy can handle it.
And
He
we've got
definitely
a
doesn't want to die
Meadoweba, a
because he's got
bloom.
really, really good equipment. He's using his resources.
The balloon's not very scary. I'm just afraid of the of the bloom coming and punching him in the face with its petals.
Especially that he's wearing that fire shield.
Out of morbid curiosity, I want to see what the bloom hits him for. Okay, so Kyun is immune to brainwash. Thankfully. So Bloom using brainwash on Kyun is just wasting turns. It's free movement.
Oof, Dreamy was able to handle that situation. He got some XP.
Very good.
A little bit like without HP, but luckily he has recovery ball. He can help his Cuny.
Looks like they're not done yet.
Yeah, one more bloom to take care of.
Oh no! Azure landed on the Kerbit trap!
Yep, and there is a volcano coming.
So we missed it earlier because we were doing another explanation, but Azure is starting to see Krakens. Krakens are very scary because A, they're water, B, they hit very hard, and C, anytime you physically touch them, period, they're going to do recoil damage for, I believe, 10 to 20% of the damage you deal to them. And the only way I found to not do that is by, I believe, using wood. Or
Basically,
using wind.
non-metal equipment will not conduct any electricity back to Koch. So if he is using wand, as long as it's not trained wand, he will be safe from that. But even though he wouldn't get that damage back from the from Kraken, Krakens are still very powerful and can hit you hard. In the meantime, I've seen that Dreamy hit a Rust Trap. Rust Trap basically lowers down statistics for your equipment by 1, as long as it's a metal one. So he has a wand. Wand is not metal. Wand was not bothered by the trap, but his shield went down by 1. So originally the defense on the shield was 5. Now it's 4. And on top of that, it's fire. So water monsters like Manoiva is hitting harder.
I feel the desperate need to say this every time I commentate, but this is my favorite tower theme. I love it so much. Uh-oh, Dreamy! Uh-oh, no! Okay, that's a level 1.
That's a clone.
Yeah. But look behind him!
Yep, so Manoivas have that special trait that when you hit them, they may spawn a clone. Luckily, that clone is not the same level as original Manoiva, but I think level 1, or is it 10 levels slower? So basically, they are not very much of a threat.
Kuhn's making an adequate meat shield on Dreamy's stream.
And Dreamy is basically out of the tough spot. He has now time to recover his HP. Yeah, so what you see here is that like Dreamy didn't change his lineup of the familiar. So familiar is not going on the same line as Kuhn, so as Koch. So he's hitting lots of different traps. He already has hit confusion trap, now slow trap. That's why many runners decide to move the lineup of your familiar to be exactly behind Koch. This way it's way easier to manage the tower, which is very annoying, as you can see here.
So I don't think we explained this strategy that Azure just used. I believe they've both been using it the entire run, but I think we should explain it. So you'll notice that each familiar has 5 different AI levels. There's stand completely still and touch anything that touches you. There's follow me, mixture magic, attack on sight, and I believe just search and destroy. So what they're doing is they are setting the familiar to AI 1 and then backtracking, letting the monster walk into it. That essentially gives them a free smack with Kuhn every time they do that without wasting a turn. So as long as you have enough room, you could essentially just get free turns with Kuhn. Just forever, as long as you chain them properly. And there's a Kraken, don't let it touch you.
Seems that Yumi is trying to fight it. What will he do?
Also,
okay,
I'm wondering, Dreamy just picked up an egg. On the 8th floor, that egg has a chance to be a clown or U-boot, I believe.
That's correct. 9.38% for a clown and the same chance for U-boat.
Wow, you know your numbers. I'm impressed.
I don't. That's
only the ones that matter. Can I just have like a USB from Programmer to like inject into my brain so I can be the best Azure Dreams player ever known to man?
That would be so nice. We've seen just on the Yumi stream, very nice thing. As you can see, he is already going towards the elevator because he has seen it when the floor was loading. The camera of the floor when it's loading always starts at the top left corner and goes towards your location. So you can sort of scout some part of the floor if you like take a notice of what's happening here. Sometimes you can see an elevator, which was the case in the previous floor.
In this game, knowledge is just as powerful as careful navigation. We've got a picket. Now we don't. So pickets are annoying. Pickets can randomly steal an item from your bag, disappear, and then run away from you. If that wasn't annoying enough, they get 2 actions per turn. That also refers to movement. Attacks are nothing. They hit you for 1. They are very unthreatening as long as they only attack. It's when they steal items when they get annoying. They could steal literally anything that you aren't currently holding in your hands.
Apart from
got a nice egg? Nope, gone.
Equipped items and your hatched familiars.
Mm-hmm.
And programmers actually explained, again, like we mention him so often because he really brought so much knowledge to this community. Programmer explained how the picket works. Basically, he selects a random index from your inventory, which has a capacity of 20. And if that index has an item, that item will be gone. Picket will take it away. So the moment like you have full bag of items, it's pretty much guaranteed that that item will be stolen if Picket decides to steal from you.
So Azure's looking at a bunch of MetaWeb. Most of them are clones, but this is when they start getting annoying. MetaWeb's second little trait comes into play. They can disguise themselves as items on the ground. So starting around here, or is it later on? Is it around here? Where they'll start disguising themselves as items on the ground?
Yes.
So if you run into a room and there are two of the same item on the ground next to each other, very likely that one of them is not an item. Oh, did Dreamy just lose Kyun?
Yes.
Oh,
We've just So how devastating Griffins can be. Not only they hit hard with their normal attacks, but they can also do that ranged magic, which just took half of Cox's HP. But yeah, now that like Dreamy doesn't have his familiar, it's gonna be really tough for him to do anything here because the wand doesn't do much damage.
No, the wands have the lowest attack stat in the game. And this is why when someone asks, do you want to go bird watching to the tower? You simply reply with, no.
Ooh, Dreamy is now in very tough spot. He's got
you
very
got a
low
volcano.
HP.
You're literally between a rock and a hard place that shoots things at you.
We can see what is one of those eggs, maybe.
If they know which one's the Palinpa.
He decided to use Olim.
So Olims are a get out of jail free card. You throw that fruit at a monster, it'll get disappeared into a tower. Very good call on the binding ball. Uh-oh. Oh,
you have to watch out
it ran the other way. I'm so happy it walked the other way. It would have just sniped them across the map.
Like mentioned earlier, trolls on this level, they carry a bow. And bow is a ranged weapon. So with ranged weapon, they can like get you from afar.
That troll was literally like, put me back, I'm not done. So I'm wondering if Dreamy is going to try to hatch that other egg in hopes of something good.
The other chance that he has is finding a restore scroll that would bring Cuny back. Or if
but those are so
Crystal
rare.
Would do the same.
I think they have to be out and active for the water crystal to touch them. Or am I wrong?
To be honest, I don't know. I just assume because the description for water crystal is like it restores everything in your familiar land.
Only works if they are awake. Okay, I thought so.
Oh, okay. Then no, water crystal wouldn't work. So
yeah, restore scrolls are insanely rare. Honestly, Dreamy, if they hatch that egg, if they got a U-boat just to help them move around, or a clown to actually put them back into fighting.
We've got
Speaking of eggs, Azure's just an egg hoarder right now.
And from that floor, we can get an Arachne and also a Garuda with 15.6% chance.
Either or would be very good, because Arachnes, if you give them a Hazak herb to restore their attack, they're like clowns, except instead of magic, they punch really hard. They have double strength stat, which means they're gonna 1 or 2 shot everything in their sights.
Which reminds me, Dreamy just picked up a blue color, which allows you to have 2 familiars at once, and also to fuse them. Did Yumi ever find the blue color? Because if
Honestly,
he doesn't have a blue color,
so.
then he cannot fuse monsters. He can still use Arachne as a like monster per se because it's very powerful. But it would be even better.
The Kraken woke up and Dreamy's like, nope, going back.
Exactly. So currently we are around like 40 minutes mark and Yumi has the lead with floor 18. Dreamy is
Dreamy has been doing a great job at catching him up.
Exactly. Now that he doesn't have Cuny, actually I would say that in some sense it's a speed up.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, he's now in a very tough spot. Might be tough to do anything.
weighing their options.
Okay, that will take care of Garuda. But the troll will hit hard. The trolls with sword have a trait that they totally ignore your shield defense. So no matter how strong your shield is, they will go like ignoring it and giving it tons of damage. But you can take care of them like Dreamy did by lifting them and throwing further.
Yeet.
So continuing my earlier thought, now that Dreamy doesn't have a familiar, basically he doesn't have any chance of attacking and like killing anything. This, in some sense, can make him a little bit faster because the only thing that he's interested in is just finding an exit and going further. Yumi, having a familiar, he will fight some things like we can see in those floors, for example, killing pickets for experience or some other monsters just so that he wouldn't waste resources. But Yumi doesn't look like he's like slowing down. He's already on floor 19.
Onward to Viper Town.
Almost there, almost there.
Almost. Yeah, Yumi's definitely going for 40.
He's got the equipment, he's got the wand, it's not a fire one. Oh, we didn't notice, but in the meantime, Yumi changed Cuny to be the water genius, which changed his magic from fire sword to blizzard sword. And like I explained earlier, blizzard basically gives you elemental advantage over fire monsters, and most of the monsters in the tower, especially higher level, are fire. But
which is going to be very, very useful.
But also Arachne is a water monster. If you attacked it with fire spells, you would have elemental disadvantage and it would like deal lower damage.
And you do not want Arachne to be around to hit you more than once.
Exactly, they hit like a truck.
Speaking of monsters, we never explained why Garuda is a really good pick. Garuda is one of those monsters that can single-handedly break a leaderboard. Garudas are essentially a almost infinite use warp trap, so you can essentially use them to warp you around the floor until you reach an elevator. And you could do that almost indefinitely because their MP usage is so low.
Exactly.
So if you get a Garuda, you just need to roll the dice and get to an elevator.
The only like bad luck that you can have with Garuda is that if you teleport right next to the monster, you lose that turn and the monster hits you.
Yep.
So we are in Viper Town. What is Viper Town? Do you want to explain?
Well, won't you take me to? So Vipers start appearing here, and it's become like a little bit of a meme in the Azure Dreams community, but as for what they actually do, Vipers have a passive that when they hit you with a physical attack, they have a pretty good chance, or it's not guaranteed, I believe it's just a chance, of reducing your attack stat temporarily by 1. That debuff stacks. So if you continuously get hit by a Viper until you recover with a Hazard Curb, your damage is going to constantly go down. And they can also eat eggs on the floor. They will eat eggs on the floor and then drop them on defeat if they actually ate one, which makes hunting for eggs on these floors even that more annoying for completionists.
And on top of that, there are water monsters, which normally when you are fire, of course, make it so that you deal less damage. Now that like Yumi's Cuny is water, he will not have any elemental disadvantage, so he will have a little bit better chance to heal it faster.
The less they touch you, the better. Then again, I think that's a running theme with all these monsters.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually seeing a fairly common amount of activations off that Paralyze wand on Azure. You normally don't see, I believe the chance is only around 5% for the Paralyze wand to actually stun.
To be honest, I don't even know what's the percentage. Haven't seen it in Programmer's Encyclopedia yet.
But it's one of those wands that you'll use if you have nothing else, but aren't really consistent enough to try getting use out of. You you usually go for a life wand if you don't have a scarlet wand. But getting lucky with the paralyzed wand will save your life just easily. Dreamy is really caught up in the past 2 minutes. Dreamy is coming in hot.
At the doorstep of Viper Town.
Going for that decurse roll. So now they can get rid of Copper Shield, which has probably been a really bad crutch. They could probably just... They could equip any other shield right now, and it's probably going to be better. Because that's a -1 to the stat, which means I believe it's 2 defense. And the only thing weaker than that is leather.
With leather being technically better one because it has sort of hidden trait of
slightly increases dodge.
Exactly.
1 in 16. Oh. That's the proc chance for the wand. So those are weird dogs. Their fire attribute, they hit fairly hard, and believe it or not, they actually... all the art depicts them looking like minotaurs. Which, you could kind of see it, but their sprites don't match as much.
We've just seen why pickets are annoying. Dreamy's Binding Ball, which is very useful spell, has been just stolen.
Oh, and there's a weird dog right in front of them. So weird dogs have a bit of an annoying ability where they can actually throw a haunch of meat onto the ground, and all of your monsters are going to be attracted to it because they are very hungry. They do recover MP if you feed one to them, though.
Okay, Dreamy got the idea of using Mahel Seed, which gives you double speed movement.
And was very worth it.
Exactly. With this, he reaches floor 20. So he's 2 floors behind Yumi. But to win the match, he has to reach the higher floor first, as we mentioned earlier. So at the moment, he would have to reach floor 22. Oh, a little bit bad movement
no!
towards Arachne.
Uh-oh.
What can he do here? He has used those spells.
Oh, Dreamy!
He went for a pickup and it failed.
RNG said no.
I guess this is it for him. It will be really hard for him to reach higher than floor 20.
You know what? That was very impressive. You can't just lose your familiar that earlier and then still put up such a good fight.
But
that was just impressive.
Oh yeah, his climb when he lost familiar was amazing. Really fast and proper use of all the resources. But now Yumi is in a little bit tough spot, being attacked by vipers from both sides.
Snack.
But he blinds one of them so that he can ignore it. Ooh, I believe that was a mistake because now the other viper will attack Cuny. Whenever... Oh no, luckily Cuny moved, freeing the spot. Oh yeah. So the whole idea is that, like, even though like you can blind the enemies, they will not see you, but they just move straight in line. And if they notice that there is something in front of them, they will attack it. And this is exactly what happened.
This is very spooky. There's just snakes all over the place. This is this kind of plane that Samuel L. Jackson would try to stay off of.
Okay, and Yumi gets another elevator. He's got around 12 minutes left to reach the floor 40, which is not impossible.
Pardon me just a moment, Chai, my family's here. I just have to make sure they won't interrupt the broadcast.
No worries at all.
I'll be back in just a moment.
One second.
Alright, thank you for waiting. I've arrived. Oh, so we've got literally a snake in a hard place. That is a block. They also have a passive that doubles a stat, and this one is defense.
But Yumi ignores that and just goes further. Unfortunately, that binding ball kept Viper down for like only one turn, but the block actually noticed that he doesn't have any way to go, so he just went the other way around. So at least he doesn't have to deal with the block now.
But he doesn't have to deal with the snake.
Another Viper waiting for him there. And with CUNY being water, it's not such a big deal currently. But this monster, which is called Unicorn, can be sort of a problem. Normally when CUNY is a fire, this monster is sort of easy to take care of because it's wind. But now that CUNY is water, which has elemental disadvantage against wind, it would be really hard to fight it head-on. Luckily, Yumi uses fire spell that takes care of the monster instantly.
So they also have a little thing that going through the tower when you could see where everything is hard. How about if you can't see? They will just continuously try to blind you, and it's very, very annoying.
Exactly. Lady Deme said once that like she divides monsters into 3 categories, and one of them is basically annoying ones. And this monster is sort of in that category because all the statuses in this game can be really devastating depending on the situation.
So I think Azure just picked up a life wand. I can't recall if they equipped it or not. Their menu movement like is so fast.
Yes. So life wand has a really nice trait that it will give back to you a little bit back of the damage that you're dealing in form of restored HP. And even though on the higher floors you don't want to really fight anything, you just want to avoid something, it really does help you to live longer. Let's say this way. Oh yeah.
Not really. Oh, Holy Scroll!
Holy Scroll.
That's really good.
Okay.
Never mind, 25. I was right the first time.
14 more to go.
Oh! Okay, that was rude. If I'm going, I ain't going to another fight! Ooh, an exit loop. Can I use that to find where the elevator is? Oh! Hello, Scrolls. Hello, Blinder. Hello, monster! I think that's a stealth. Yep, that's a stealth. So stealth are monsters that can go invisible. They're not too much of a threat. They don't hit exceedingly hard, just minorly annoying because you can't see where they are if they're disguised. But in this situation, anything is deadly. Ooh, I don't like this room. I don't like this room at all. Ooh, another Holy Scroll. Ooh, a Restore Scroll! That's like the diamond in the rough of this floor right now. A Restore Scroll is a revive for a monster. If there ever became a moment where Azure lost Kuhn, that just saved a run. Honestly, yeah, this run has very easy potential of hitting 40. Let's see how this goes. Fully kitted up, they've got backup plans. A Mandara. The Mandara are interesting. Sometimes they'll do a little dance, and if they do a little dance, you'll also do a little dance and get confused. which is not good. And there's also zoos, which are also annoying because they'll also do little dances that can paralyze you or change your monster's AI. Ooh, there's a Barong. Okay, so every double-digit floor ending in 6 can spawn Barongs. Barongs are a very special monster because if you throw an item at them, they will swallow them and then spit up a new item. And they have a unique loot table that gives you an exceedingly higher chance of rare loot, such as restore scrolls, stat up or level up seeds, a special fruit that will turn whatever eats it into an egg, I believe. Holy swords, dark swords. So, if you have the opportunity, it's always nice to play the little slots on the Baron.
Sorry, I was away for a while because we have just some small discussion about whether to continue to game 2 or whether to let Yumi climb. So,
well, did you decide?
Still under discussion.
Honestly, I'm fine either way. It's always very interesting to go this high on the floor because it showcases what some of the best that the game has to offer.
Oh no, I think
or
Yumi...
not. Oh.
Oh, but he's got a restore scroll, right? So.
Man, look, a distraction.
Yeah, and the strategy that Yumi just used is throwing a holy scroll at an enemy will make it your friend for that floor. So basically that snow one is now working for Yumi.
Or not.
Not anymore, he is.
Oh, I thought that hit him for a second. Well, I just get confused 2 more times for good measure. Oh, egg bomb.
We can finally see what those eggs were. Or not.
Nope, we're gonna have a little buddy.
Okay, so the decision has been that Yumi takes the game and we can restart going to the second match.
All right.
Nice elevator train. So Yumi finishes on floor 28, but he could easily reach floor 29 and probably much higher. Who knows, maybe even max.
We were so close to seeing plot. We were so close to seeing actual story.
We still have like 2 matches to go here, maybe 2 matches. Let's see how it goes. So there is still plenty of chance to reach the floor 40. So while the runners are loading the seats, we can explain that this is match of best of 3. So if Yumi wins this game, he wins this game. He wins the whole match. And if Dreamy wins it, then we will have a third one to be a decider. But even if Yumi does win it, we still have a chance for a friendly third. Of course, always more Azure Dreams is better. So let's see how it goes. I'm voting for more Azure Dreams. I cannot really say who I'm wishing the win, but I wish that we can still have it for at least 2 hours.
Well, a man once said, "Don't let your dreams be dreams."
Exactly. Dreamy is ready. We are still waiting for Yumi. We do have to mention that both of the runners have done a really great job climbing the tower. For those that haven't played the game is extremely hard starting from floor 6. The tower basically tells you, nah, you shouldn't try to be here. You should maybe get stronger, etc., get a better equipment, and next time, or maybe next time, because casually when you play the game, you usually will take around 20 or 30 attempts before you reach the top floor.
This is one of those games you receive for Christmas when you're 8 years old, then your parents just see you walking up to them crying like a week later because you start the game, then the game just beats you.
So the runners reaching floor 20 plus, that's an amazing feat.
Honestly, reaching above 15 is applaudable. This game is just brutal. The average level for runners, especially newcomers, is around the low mid-teens. Anything higher than that is incredibly good. This game is made in a way that they expect you to do dozens upon dozens upon dozens of runs before you're even allowed in the top 10 floors. So being able to do this run 1, at one point it wasn't even considered possible. So being able to get that high in a marathon setting at all is amazing.
So both of the runners have the proper seed loaded. But something just happened to Yumi's stream.
Give it just a moment. There we go. I thought, yeah, they were probably just tapped out for a second.
Yeah.
Some say this game is so hard, some people die before even they reach the tower. But no, this game is hard, but it is very charming. I highly recommend if anyone's got a dusty old PlayStation 1 or 2 somewhere to give this game a try. It goes on for reasonable prices on Amazon for those that would like it physical.
Oh, definitely. And this game is not just the tower. There is so much more to this game that you can do outside the tower. Like build the town, get girlfriends, plenty of fun stuff. You can easily spend 100 hours plus in this game.
And if you're just there for the tower, there's a Game Boy version with a much more fleshed out story. 10 less floors in the initial tower, 30 instead of 40, but they have an entire 100 floor tower with even more story. And a pretty good soundtrack for a Game Boy game. So I believe both our runners are ready.
Yes, I'll do the countdown, and we'll have the runners running soon.
Of course. Did they see your countdown?
I hope so. Maybe there's some delay. And
our races are off!
Alrighty, so while the runners are climbing the tower, the first floors, we can say what's gonna happen, because like we didn't really mention, I think, that this is part of the Stars tournament where let's call it a little bit less experienced Azure Dreams runner try to fight against each other to see who's the best, and maybe then later fight with those more experienced ones.
Oh, I just noticed Dreamy's names. We have Hail Hydra.
I think he's done it before. I've seen it in one of the games. He liked it. So yeah, we've got plenty more matches in this tournament. It's just a second week of the games, with third one starting tomorrow. We will have the next game currently planned on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then the next one Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and another one Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So there is plenty of Azure Dreams to come. And like I said, that will be just week 3, then we'll have week 4, 5, and then we will have matches, like I think semifinals and finals. So there is like more of Azure Dreams for the upcoming weeks.
Yep, and if you're interested in this game at all, this is not the only tournament we've done this year. We do several large tournaments like this a year. We also do little casual runs, little casual races. We have plenty of different categories on the leaderboards, including, I believe, 10th, 20th, 30th, and 40th for practice. 40th being just any percent. And yeah, if you like dungeon crawlers, especially from this era, with this little bit of charm in it, then I highly recommend searching this game out. Once again, as the race starts, the first floor has the same preset items. It's going to be a copper sword, wooden shield, medicinal herb, fireball with 5 charges, and a palumpa egg.
And for a while I thought that Dreamy will be trying the tutorial skip, but he didn't. But with that, Yumi is already on floor 2.
And once again, these are all seated. Everyone's going to have the same experience at the start of each floor. Same layout, or first monster spawns, item locations, traps, etc. So it's basically who's able to navigate each floor the best.
Or has less bad luck, let's say. Because the tower does want to get to you. One misstep can cost you a lot. And we have a wand. It's a stream wand. So Yumi, in his last game, he had a water cuny, but the wand that he was using was not matching the elemental. With stream wand, and if he does again water cuny, he will have that multiplier ×2 that I talked about earlier. With that, his magic will be even more powerful.
Yeah, so even if they're not going to equip it right away, it's going to be worth keeping in their bags for when they get to those floors.
Exactly. So currently, it would be a little bit better to get a Scarlet wand to get the elemental advantage of fire. But the moment he switches his cuny to water, and it seems that he will be able to because he just found a sea seed, then the stream wand will be extremely helpful.
Ooh, getting those dangerously low numbers there, Dreamy. You want to level up soon.
Oh yeah. Luckily, Palumpa is not much of a threat, so he could take care of that. Noise can go down in 2 hits, so it should be fine still. Oh, and there is the level up. So and he will also find that stream wand.
Thank heavens for the level up, because what if there was a bomb trap just 1 foot ahead of them?
That can end the run. I guess someone in the chat mentioned that we had like best players die on floor 1.
Oh
so,
yeah,
that's exactly what can happen if you like have some low HP and you go a little bit too bravely to attack something and suddenly bomb trap takes you out. Yumi goes to floor 3.
I'm really interested to see if anyone's going to hatch any eggs this run, because that's always interesting to see.
Oh yeah. As usual, we want to see a Garuda and see how far they can go with that.
So Azure just equipped a wooden wand and got a steel shield. That's going to be a nice upgrade because the wooden wand won't be able to conduct electricity or rust.
And Steel Shield provides really good defense.
I believe it's 6 defense, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's the second highest defense value on a shield.
The only better one is Diamond Shield, and it has also additional trait of not being able to rust.
I want your personal opinion. If you were in the tower and you came across both a mirror shield and a diamond shield, which one would you take?
Toss a coin. Basically, it's tough choice.
Pick one at random, throw it at an enemy, and run.
Exactly. Mirror Shield is amazing for some of the monsters, like a flame. Maybe not so much because you can deal with it, but with what's the word? Sorry. For dragons on the higher floors that are extremely likely to attack you with their ranged magic, and it's really like powerful. That can help a lot.
I think the only ranged attack you can't deflect is Golem, because I believe that's counted as physical.
That's correct. It's not magical. Oh, on Dreamy's side, unfortunately, got paralyzed, and Cuny was a little brave creature that tried to defend you. Went to attack on his own, and he didn't survive that. Let's see what Dreamy will decide. I guess he will still explore a little bit more, and then maybe use the Wind Crystal, because like we mentioned earlier, attacking the tower without the familiar is a little bit tough. But he's already in a tough situation. Oh, now he is pincered by 3 monsters. What can he do here?
Now, there is a monster list % category for this game, but some of us try to forget it exists.
He can still, take care of them with Fireball. And thanks to that Steel Shield, the troll is luckily not dealing too much damage. Yeah, he can put on Copper Sword and take care of the troll. So, yeah, he's still going up. Basically, he doesn't have any choice because he doesn't have a Wind Crystal yet.
Ooh,
but
scrolls.
he got 2 scrolls. Let's
roll the dice. Oh no!
The flame got to him. It's Holy Scroll. That's good. So he's got a way out of this, but he still should be able to like easily handle it.
Yeah, they're going to use a medicinal herb. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna die in 3 attacks. Hopefully. Yes, proper roll. And
another Holy Scroll. You know what? Both of those are really good. Holy Scrolls are really good.
We've seen already like Holy Scrolls being used mostly on monsters to create friends out of them for the given floor, but you can also use Holy Scroll on yourself and basically make the tile immune on which you're standing for some turns.
It's a decent amount of turns. It should be enough to clear out a few monsters.
In the meanwhile, Yumi is continuing to explore floor 4. He uses treasure loop just to see.
Is it worth it?
Well, it's not bad, right? You see where there are rooms worth exploring.
Looks like Azure's gonna go for it. Looks like they're fighting it out to see if they could actually travel upwards.
Yes.
I love the unique little animation balloons have when they die in rooms. Oh, or not. Nope, they are going for items. I've always wondered why punching fire with fire has been a usable strategy in this game.
Oh, Dreamy is making a little bit misstep, so he has to take a damage from balloon. But with that, he's taking the lead because he's the first one on floor 5, and he gets the treasure room. Unfortunately, the treasure is gold, and he gets a go-up trap. So floor 6 for him.
You ain't going nowhere.
And he sees also an elevator in that camera.
Life one.
He gets the life one. That's a good one. He puts it on. But he's
Please
now
move. Please go the other way.
What can he do here? That's okay. Sleep ball. That's good. In the meantime, Yumi gets to floor 5.
If you don't make a noise, the bloom won't wake up and chase you.
And he made
Scarlet
it.
Wand.
Scarlet Wand.
It's always
That's
nice to
such
see.
a good seed. Well, we have to remember that Yumi, if he gets there and decides to explore, he will get the same Scarlet Wand, which will be amazing for the first floor.
I remember one time I was racing, I ran into like 3 Scarlet Wands on the same floor, but I was cursed, and so I couldn't pick them up.
And Dreamy gets to floor 7. Let's see how far he can go. It will be really good if he could go.
Flame Ball.
Yes, Flame Ball is nice. So he gets resources to let him survive more until he gets the Wind Crystal. Or maybe he decides that he wants to climb without Kuni. And another small misstep, but he gets to the elevator and floor 8 for him.
Honestly, Dreamy's got a bit of a lead here unless things go terribly wrong.
Ooh!
Oh, that was so lucky!
The frog trap didn't work. And oh!
Oh,
Yeah, but he decides to go for it. He
the
has
tower
take
just
2 hits,
opens up its cereal box and goes, whoops, all traps!
but with that he's on floor 9 and one more floor and he will be a little bit safer in some sense. Truth glass.
That's always good. So truth glasses you use on items like eggs or balls, and they will either tell you what the egg contains or how many charges is on that ball.
All the balls that you find are identified like most of the items and they come with 4 to 7 charges. Oh, we can see Dreamy doing dancing with U-boats, but he unfortunately hits the chaos trap, which is a little bit unfortunate. Will he decide to use Holy Scroll? Oh, he...
Uh-oh.
In the meantime, Yumi had a very lucky teleport trap, or actually it was a little bit different name, but the whole idea is that like he got teleported away from his familiar, from Kuni. So, of course, he was defenseless in that sense that he couldn't attack. But luckily, he was teleported right next to the elevator. And thanks to that, he was able to go to the next floor with his Kuni being safe.
Yep, that's always the scariest thing, is when your monster gets teleported to a room you can't see. Gonna do a little shuffle to get that troll off their back?
Yes, because you have to watch out with the boat trolls. You cannot just like go down from them, because of course they have a ranged attack and they would attack you. That's why he was going diagonally all the time. But he has taken care of that. Luckily, the Dreaming didn't put him down to sleep, which would be a little bit tough.
Just fulfilled that Dreamin's final wish of flying.
Because like mentioned earlier, when the Dreaming will put you to sleep, it's sort of a random situation how long it will last. And it can last long. With him being sort of weak, it can be devastating. He doesn't have anyone to protect him.
I feel like the programmer behind the sleep mechanic was like, how many turns should we do? No limit? Okay, it'll be funny.
But Dreamy is on floor 11. He's still climbing. I believe he saw the elevator when the room was loading. Let's see whether he can reach it. He gets really bad luck with all those monsters, but he's getting good luck with items. There's quite many resources. 3 volcanoes. That's a tough one. What did he try to...
misplay!
Did he try to use Holy Scroll?
He tried to throw it.
Oh.
Where'd it go?
And it's behind the volcano. He cannot reach it.
Oh no!
So he's gonna use the egg bomb.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, this is scary. 1 HP! Are you serious? Oh!
And he throws it at a volcano.
Oh, I call this a pro gamer move. I don't know about you, Chai.
Whatever it was, he should do more of it. Definitely.
Oh, my heart. That was calm and calculated.
Exactly. And with that, he survives and climbs the tower more. Again, he doesn't have a wind crystal, so he cannot get out. Or maybe he does now. Yes, he does. Will he use it? Definitely good idea is to first like go to the next floor to take the another floor in terms of the match score. And will he use the wind crystal now? Or will he climb it further?
No,
He tries to climb it. One idea might be for him that he wants to get a blue color now, if he gets a chance, and then maybe use a wind crystal.
Right.
Or maybe he decides that like he just wants to climb the tower. It's been so good so far that he doesn't have to like worry about anything. Unless he meets a volcano. He decides to go for it, which is a little bit scary. He has to watch out on how many times he uses the balls, because as I mentioned earlier, every ball is unidentified and it can have from 4 to 7 charges.
Unless it's acid rain, in which case it'll usually have 1 with a small chance of 2.
Exactly.
Oh, Azure found the go up trap.
And this time it worked for him. Did he ever find... Oh yeah, I think he's using Scarlet Wand, right?
Yeah.
And Dreamy
Just got
decides
a
to
frog
go
trap,
higher.
and literally the next space is another frog trap.
So Dreamy is in a really good situation. He's got Scarlet Wand for Fire Cuny that he's using now. He's got a CC,
Holy
and
bell.
he also has a Stream Wand, which will give him advantage whenever he chooses to switch Cuny to water. But Dreamy in the meantime reaches floor 14 and his first Kraken. What can he do now? He cannot really fight it. What can he do?
Sleep, maybe?
He decides to use the sleep. He used it quite many times. I'm wondering, like...
He picked up
is
another
he
ball, though,
counting
too.
it? Oh, did he? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got 2 now.
But he never found the blue color, did he?
I don't think so, no. If they did, it was so quick I didn't pick up on it.
Now he's also in a tough spot. That sleeping troll can wake up anytime, and it's a sword troll, which will definitely hit him hard. He decides to use Mahal Seed.
That
to
was a
have
good
double
call.
turn.
That was a really good call.
Definitely. And he sort of gets away from the Kraken the aggros, and he is good. He can get to the next floor.
Dreamy has been very, very scary in their plays so far.
Oh yeah. He's done amazing climb without familiar last time, and now he another...
Oh, you're cornered between a wall and a... I don't like this.
But he saw an elevator. He should be able to reach it. He's got enough resources. He just got
the
double
XP.
level up.
I think they just did that for the XP, just to get that little extra health.
Exactly. And he got a Tamna fruit, which is very helpful. Oh,
That troll ain't having that today.
that is scary. What will he do? Put him to sleep.
Ooh, this is risky. Can survive 1 extra hit from that. Oh, yeet.
Yep, he's good. And
Uh-oh. Oh,
he-
no. Oh, no. No.
now he has to do something about it. Flame should kill it. That
Oh.
should be fine.
Yeah, that flame ball is gone now, though.
And he's got enough turns to reach the elevator. And he's floor 16.
Hey, I have a joke for you. Why wouldn't you go camping in the tower? It's too intense.
Yeah, both players are using Scarlet One, but on Dreamy's side, it's not so much helpful.
Not really doing much. You kind of need a monster for that.
Okay, it is the same paralyzed trap, I think, that Dreamy hit? No, he lost his familiar way earlier. But that's very scary situations on Yumi's side.
Yeah.
He may lose his familiar.
Oh, that volcano just wasted a turn pooping a rock, so that's good luck.
But that Cuny doesn't have much HP. One more attack and he may go.
Oh no! You may wake
And
up!
that's it.
Wake-
Let's see whether he wakes up
Uh-oh.
in time. Oh no! He did wake up in time with 1 HP. It's amazing. Dreamy, in the meantime, he decides to use Wind Crystal. I think it's a good decision because he's got really good resources and he doesn't want to lose it.
Look what Dreamy found, an egg, and if they decide to Wind Crystal, they could see what that is. So if Dreamy picked up the blue collar, they could fuse what that is, if it's good.
But Dreamy doesn't
maybe
have
a clown.
Let's see what he has. Floor 16. What can we get on floor 16?
Barongs. If you wanted to try your luck.
Yeah, so we can get Garuda, Arachne, or Barong, but I think the best one here would be, of course, Garuda. Let's see whether he decides to hatch it. Yeah, he cannot hatch it on the elevator floor, but he can hatch it next to it. And he goes for it.
Dreamy Hatcher and their giant egg.
So it seems that it might have been a really good decision not to go back to town. Oh, we lost his stream for a while. Let's hope it goes back.
I just hope it cuts back and there's like not rounded monsters or something. Like imagine Dreamy's stream just like shuts off for a second.
And then
we're
goes
not
up to Garuda.
Shoot. Okay, you are. That's good.
Yeah. There was a question because, as you can see, runners' timers are not showing up. Yumi's timer has just been reset, and Dreamy doesn't have a timer. So I am keeping a timer. We are currently at 21:40.
I'll start up a timer for next round too, just in case something goes awry.
Yeah. Dreamy decides that he wants to pick up that Garuda. He is very brave person. That I have to agree with.
Dreamy, can I have your courage, please?
And that's a troll. Will he go for a pickup? Troll and Garuda. I think it's time. Don't push your luck. He uses Holy Bell. That gives him time to like hatch more. So Holy Bell makes it so that monsters have to get out of the room for a certain amount of turns. So until the Holy Bell effects wear off, no monster can enter the room. They can stay at the edge, but they cannot get inside. So they will also not attack anybody. They will just try to get out. As you can see, there is a troll now trying to get in. He didn't. He just bounced off.
What's
and
the egg?
Few more percent.
Open the box.
Hype. And it's Kraken.
I mean, it's not bad.
Well,
it's definitely not bad.
Kraken is one of those monsters that is more annoying to deal with rather than being a good familiar, to be honest. Because if I recall right, Kraken doesn't have a spell. It has hidden spell. You would have to fuse it with something. So he still doesn't have any mixture magic. This Kraken will not really help him that much, at least at the moment.
Have you ever fused a block with a Kraken to get a block with like an obscene amounts of defense and did reflective damage? It's pretty funny to watch.
You can see that Kraken can attack quite hard, but I don't think that it has that much of defense, so he has to be very careful.
It'll make an adequate meat shield, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. But the plus of the Kraken is that it is water elemental, so he can handle fire monsters a little bit better.
Dreamy's getting some pretty nice luck with those pickets.
In the meantime, Yumi decides to fight with Gosh. And he should be able to take care of it pretty easily.
Come on, Gosh. You're like a big rich kid. You're a rich kid. You pretty much own the town. And you come in here with your fists. Where's your sword? Where's your carriage full of servants to do your work for you? Come on, man. Get with the program.
Medicinal herb out of it. Like Sustaina mentioned earlier, Gosh also has a chance to drop Wind Crystal, but he didn't this time, so...
What is the timer at for you right now?
At the moment we are at 24:40.
Alright.
So still more than a little bit halfway to go.
Let me know when it hits 30 minutes so I can just start a stopwatch on my end.
Sure.
And I'll subtract the 30.
In the meantime, we can see an egg on Yumi's side on floor 3. that cannot be really anything that
No,
good.
I think that's
apart-
gonna be a noise or a
Apart
polenta,
from being a cyclone.
which is good because doesn't Cyclone have MP costs?
Exactly. If he fused CUNY with Cyclone, his CUNY would use only half of the MP for every attack.
You know what's funny is that Picket hitting the Kraken is probably hitting itself harder than it's actually hitting the monster.
Serve the Picket right. It is so annoying to deal with Pickets.
Deal this!
Blizzard
Blizzard
Sword. Okay, that's good. Maybe useful. Dreamy has really good equipment. He just doesn't have the familiar to utilize it fully.
It's just a shame they didn't run into a Clown Egg, because
Exactly.
that one they'd be just perfectly at home right now.
He didn't get blue collar either, right? So even if he finds another egg, he cannot really fuse it with anybody.
No, but it still would have been nice to have. Because Clown's Mixture Magic will pretty much one-shot anything on sight unless they're fire. It's not easy being green.
But as you can see, that damage on Widok is not very impressive. It's gonna take a little bit.
And that's with Elemental Advantage.
Exactly.
So does the Frog Trap reduce your defense, or is that just like luck?
Yes, basically it reduces your defense by 2, if I recall correctly. Again, we can always refer to encyclopedia made by programmer. He's got all the formulas there. Yes, basically your defense is divided by 2 if you're a frog.
Gross.
Okay, he had to take that hit, and now Dreamy is on floor 20. Welcome to Viper Town.
What is this room? Okay, never mind. I thought there were like 4 monsters.
I think there are 3? No, only 2.
It looks like there's more because it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of smudged, but
He's going for the Viper. He's very courageous.
that Viper looked at him funny. Okay, there's no escape now.
Yes. Turn it into.
It's
A
trying to
program.
run, but it can't. Ooh, pillar.
Is he going to fight with that unicorn? It seems so. He wants the experience.
Free XP if they're asleep.
So Unicorn is Wind Monster, Pillar Ball is a Fire Elemental spell, so it's gonna take care of it really quickly. And the strongest out of the spells to add to that. In the meantime, Yumi is trying to climb back the tower. He's right next to the elevator and he decides to take it. Of course, he wants to catch up the time that he lost on his re-entry. But he's got really good resources, so we hope that he can go back to high floors and give Dreamy some tough fight.
Ooh, Truth Glass.
Let's see how he can handle that Weedog.
Ooh, Truth Glass.
So he's gonna use the high ground advantage. But that Weedog will still hurt.
Well, if a giant Minotaur hit you with a giant bone, how would you feel? It would hurt.
Definitely not good.
Thankfully, Kraken's water.
Okay, so he opts to use the Truth Glass on his Sleep Ball. Very good move, because of course this way he exactly knows whether he can use it or not. And he gets rid of the Unicorn.
It's a good chunk of XP.
And he now needs to take care of Weedog and an Arachne. That's not gonna be very easy, especially with that miss. And now one hit away from being down, he uses Medicinal Herb.
Ooh, uh-oh, yeah, I'd back up too.
Yes, that's a very good decision. This way Arachne can go away. Arachne was not aggroed, and the climb continues.
That's another unicorn.
The problem with Dreamy is that like he's using lots of resources on this floor, and soon he will run out, and then he has nothing really to fight with.
They're gonna be starved out of options if it keeps going at this rate.
Oops! Luckily, Kraken doesn't have any magic, so nothing to seal. But he decides to fight that Arachne, does he?
That's very risky. No. Arachne went away.
Oh, Arachne decided to turn around. In the meantime, Yumi hits a lucky go-up trap. That takes him a little bit further, floor 9.
Ooh, holy scroll.
We want to skip all those water floors as soon as possible. Oh, that's an interesting thing. That clown is not aggroed, even though it is in the room.
I think it has to do with the 3 floors. I think it's the pathing.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I just find weird pathing, so I just have like a little carousel of monsters going around me that can't touch me. Then they run up MP and I laugh.
I missed it, but it seems that Yumi chose to turn Cuny into a water elemental familiar on level 7. That's a little bit early. Like we mentioned earlier, mixture magic damage depends mostly on Cog's attack, but it also does depend on the level of the familiar spell. And the higher the spell, the lower the advantage. And the curve looks like it so that most of the runners choose to level up Cuny at least to level 9-10, because above that, the advantage from every level is like a fraction of a %, which is usually not very useful.
It's also good to note that if you change your monster's attribute, if it's not a matching attribute to what they originally are, their spell will not level up.
Exactly. In the meantime, we've seen Dreamy get a lucky go-up trap.
Oh,
and get the acid rain.
We haven't seen that yet. So acid rainball, I believe, does water damage to the entire room and pretty much instantly kills anything.
Pretty much. That's the definition of this.
Remember.
Oh, he sees an elevator, but it's protected by a unicorn. What will be done to deal with it? Pillar ball will do the trick.
Acid rainball. That one ball you always put your white sands into, because it's by far one of, if not the most powerful ball in the game, aside from maybe Glacier?
Through that.
Ice Rock.
With that, we get Dreamy on floor 23. Before that, he actually saw a monster that is called Collar Palumpa. That monster has a very annoying trait that can steal your collar. Basically stealing your monster until you defeat it. You cannot take out your familiar until you either defeat the Palumpa without familiar, of course, or you go to the next floor. Luckily, he didn't have to deal with it. He immediately went up. But we have to point out that Dreamy is making an amazing climb. It's the second time that he has done it without his familiar. And he's doing a really good job.
Oh yeah.
Was it a restore scroll? Or no, probably not. Ooh.
Moves so fast, I just don't know.
Okay, that's a good decision because he left his Kraken on AI 4, so Kraken decided to go attack a unicorn. But the moment you bag it, he goes back to you. You don't have to worry about it. One thing about that level up that you mentioned, that the moment you change the genius of the familiar to non-original one and spell not being leveled up, this is something that a programmer explained to me like few days back. 1 second, because runners are asking about the time check. So actually, every familiar has sort of like 3 levels for the spell. One is the actual level that is visible currently in the menu, so we can see that it's 7. There is second level that is equal to the current familiar level. So it's more like a potential level of the spell. So in that case, currently his familiar is level 10, so that would be 10. And if you use Clown, in that sense that like you fuse it with your familiar, it gets double spell growth. So your spell will have this double level, so it's like a third statistics for the level. But the point with this potential level is that like if it's lower than your current spell level, on the next level up where you actually do level up your spell. So for example, if he decided now to change CUNY's Genius back to fire, the spell would actually level up twice every single level until it catches up with potential level.
I did not know that.
I didn't either until the amazing programmer explained it.
I think that's forbidden knowledge.
I actually met this kind of sort of error, I thought, with the Clown having leveled up his spells by 4 because he's got this double spell growth trait, and he was below his potential level. So I was like, why do I get 4 levels of the spell per level? And that's when the programmer explained everything. So,
ooh, restore scroll on Dreamy.
That's really good. He's in a really good position to actually reach top now. He's got good resources.
He got very lucky on that sleep trap.
He didn't use that resource scroll yet, right? And he reaches the elevator, so floor 26.
13 more floors.
Exactly. Is floor 26 outside the Viper Town?
Ooh, there's a Baron to the left. Are they gonna go for that and try the slots?
He does.
The answer is yes.
Ooh. Luckily that Baron doesn't deal too much damage to Kraken. But let's see. We got the silver.
Ooh,
a sand.
What is it? Red sand.
Money wand. Yeah, that's correct.
That's always good.
Copper sword. Dreamy has lots of trash that he can use. Ooh, Scarlet. Did he just throw away Scarlet one?
Yeah. Ooh, acid rainbow? Thought so. Always,
Exactly.
whenever you have white sand,
And
unless
now
you have an ice rock.
We get
Now it's
256
Uh-oh.
XP. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, their game froze up again.
Yep.
Is it gonna come back to like a monster house? I'm kind of scared.
But
No, we're good.
Oh yeah. To be honest, I quickly took a glance at Dreamy's items when he opened his inventory. I didn't see restore scroll there. Are you sure he picked it up?
Yes. At least I hope so. I really hope so.
So there was a restore scroll there. But maybe who needs CUNY when you've got a Kraken? And an exit loop. That's always a good one. Thanks to that, we can see the next
12 more floors to
elevator.
go through. We say
And
12 more floors because the 40th floor is a gimme.
Exactly. Oh. And
Right
we can see
north of them.
an elevator on that rotation, so hopefully Dreamy noticed it and he can just go up. But to be honest, it looks harder and harder for Yumi to catch up because we are almost reaching the 40th minute of the game. Not so much left. And Dreamy is like going super fast to the top. Yumi is in a little
Really?
bit...
They're returning Kyun? Wow.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
I'm very curious as to why.
Oh,
A water scroll isn't bad though. Or
he
a water
does have a
crystal.
restore scroll. He decides not to use it.
No, Kraken meta now.
We'll definitely have to ask him about.
Yeah,
what
I'm
was
very
behind
curious.
his decision.
Like, I don't even know if that's like a misclick or something. Maybe they just wanted an extra space in their bags.
Or like you mentioned, it might be just, you know, he's courageous. Kraken is better.
Where we're going, we don't need Kyun.
A little bit bad room to spawn into, and he decides to fight. That wasn't the best decision, maybe because Mandara can hit you hard. Luckily, Mandara goes down, and Kraken goes after Snowman.
Mandara will dance the dance of their people. And you will not like it when they do.
Snowman wakes up, And Dreamy puts Snowman
Go
back
back to sleep. It's not time to get up.
And it wakes up again.
And now it never will be.
Luckily, it goes down. In the meantime, Yumi is on floor 15. So he is trying to fight back. Of course, Yumi doesn't know what floor Dreamy is on. They are sort of blind towards each other. Oh, did I miss Kraken dying?
No, he bagged the Kraken because it
Okay.
went AI4 and decided to try to dad run that Menueva.
Oh, that's a really clever
It just
strat.
transformed into the scroll. Okay, I've seen enough. I've seen things I should have never seen in this game today.
That was amazing strategy. So,
That was
like
really good.
Sustaina mentioned earlier, Manuivas have this annoying trait starting floor 16, I guess, where they can transform into items that are next to them. So Dreamy has used that trait that Manuivas will simply do it. So he put down an item that he doesn't need. Manuiva goes to sleep instead of being aggroed.
I've never seen someone shimmy a Menueva like that.
That was a new one to me too. In the
That
meantime,
was awesome.
Dreamy speeds up Kraken, hoping that it will destroy the Naplas faster. But Naplas is, I think, the toughest monster in the tower in the sense that he has the highest HP. He starts with, I think, 84 HP, but he has a double HP trait, which makes it that his HP when he's sleeping goes up to 168. So they can have up to 168 HP, and it takes a long time to get rid of that.
Think slacking in Pokemon, where it falls asleep but is very, very tough.
Ooh. But he can get out of it. No
run,
problem
Kraken,
here.
run away!
And we've got floor 29. We wish we could switch the audio to
Elevator right there.
Dreamy's side, because soon we will have finally some plot in this game.
Oh, top 10 floors. This is where it gets
Yeah.
spooky.
Floor 40 hype.
So, when they reach the next floor, we are gonna. Uh-oh.
Oh no. So poison cannot kill you, but it can deplete your HP.
It'll
So-
just keep you at 1 until you're recovered.
Exactly.
So that green thing with the axes are called killers. The reason they're called killers is because they have a very highly increased critical strike rate as their passive. And that is not fun.
What's also bad about killers is that basically they are treated as having a weapon with +8 attack. So that's an additional damage.
Do you really want to play with something that has +8 weapon damage on both of their arms and they have increased critical strike? No thank you. I want to have fun with my game.
Ooh.
Those are called tyrants, which really, all their passive really does is just make them very angry.
Luckily, Dreamy can take care of that. In the meantime, Yumi is handling pickets by putting his familiar AI to 1, because pickets cannot steal items from your familiar. And
That's a
Yumi-
very interesting room.
Ooh, let's see how Yumi... He decides to fight it. That's gonna be interesting. He doesn't have any charge in the
Acid
fire,
Rain.
but he uses Acid Rain. I think that Acid Rain has additional charge because
Yep, it used a white sand on
Dreamy
it.
used white sand on it, yeah.
Oh,
And then
31st
the
floor.
elevator.
Plot, plot, plot,
We
plot.
get the plot. So there is a trick here that monsters on floor 31 load only after the cutscene is done. So you may be surprised that like, oh, there is no monsters, I can move freely. No, after the cutscene suddenly the floor can be full of monsters. So you have to very carefully walk in that room in which you spawn.
So, what you saw there was a little cutscene where a man named Beldo introduces himself to the player and says, if you want to find the secrets about what happened to your father, meet me on the 40th floor. There is actually a small little glitch that basically, I believe how it works is Beldo's tile that he appears on is considered a trap, and if the room runs out of budget for traps to place on the floor, the entire cutscene will just not be there. It's a very small time save that just happens at random and requires obscene luck to even run into. Ooh, another restore
scroll. And floor 32. It looks harder and harder for Yumi to catch up, considering his speed that he's very careful, which is not bad at all in tower. You have to be careful.
So that's a glacier. Glaciers are spooky because they will shoot giant rocks of ice at you and they will push you in a straight line until it hits a wall.
And they can shoot you from afar.
You don't even have to be on screen. They will just like, no, enemy spotted, and you'll just see a giant ice rock fly towards you, and then what do then? You just sit and scream.
Let's see how Dreamy can handle that, because there is a glacier and tyrant. Oh, a dragon and
no! Okay, so what are we gonna do?
What can we do?
That's a Kraken with elemental advantage is only hitting for 9. This is spooky. This is where things get really scary.
Oh no, he decides to use Holy to turn the dragon into a friend. Yeah, back the Kraken and try to find an exit.
My monster will beat up your monster. It's like watching an episode of Godzilla unfold behind you.
But there is a killer on the other side that doesn't want to let you go through. Dreamy will fight it with a Kraken.
This is insane.
Well, it's really amazing run. The level of knowledge that Dreamy is showing in this run is really magnificent. But not to take away from Yumi, because he is consistently reaching high floors. And his gameplay is very careful, very thoughtful. It's just that Dreamy's gameplay at the moment simply seems to be faster.
Seeing Dreamy relying on that AI 1 strat so Kraken gets those extra hits.
Oh, I think I know exactly, because now it's a Holy Scroll tile.
Means you can't get hit.
Exactly. Dreamy is using his resources very carefully and very smartly.
It's not about knowing how to use your resources, it's knowing how to play them.
Exactly.
And that was a very good example of getting 2 uses out of 1 item.
Dragon luckily is not aggroed, and Dreamy...
Can we get a time check on you?
Yes, it's 47:40, so we still have like 12 minutes left. Dreamy has all the time to reach the top floor. He goes for the Tyrant. In the meantime, Yumi hits the Viper Town and also Elevator in the same room as he spawns.
It's always nice to see.
Exactly. Tyrant is taken care of on Dreamy's side, and let's see. Oh, it's that dragon that is your friend.
Okay, that's a good dragon? I hope so.
Is it?
No, I think that one died.
Oh, no, yeah.
No, that one died earlier.
That was that slam trap.
Please stay asleep. Kraken, what are you doing? Stop. Kraken, stop.
Exactly.
Kraken, no. Don't touch that.
And we've got floor 33.
Oh, this is spooky. We don't know where the elevator is. Every time in these floors you don't see where the elevator is when it's coming down on the camera. It's just, where do you go?
I think Dreamy has an exit loop still. Maybe he's like holding it for the further floors.
That misluck on Dreamy was pretty spooky. Missed 2 attacks in a row and almost took another hit.
That's a sort of not problem directly, but
that glacier just completely ignores them. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a glacier ball.
Oh no, and now it's a glacier ball.
Bye! Okay, they were stuck,
Luckily,
so I guess it didn't do anything.
Oh, but this glacier is still aggro than another ball. That gets scary. No sleep anymore. What Dreamy can do? No time for wind scroll anymore. In the meantime, Yumi is on really nice elevator train.
As a meat shield, I see.
And Yumi is on floor 25. Can that Kraken survive?
He's got a restore scroll.
Oh, yeah.
That Kraken is a champ.
Oh yeah, MVP of the game.
How much health does it even have left?
3.
Ooh,
And
elevator.
there is an elevator. Floor
Gonna
34.
heal up real quick.
If I recall correctly, Dreamy has 2 restore scrolls, right?
I think it's just the one now.
He didn't pick up the other one?
I think they used it.
Okay.
He has 2? Okay, I thought he used it earlier.
And floor 35.
Right. Oh, so close. We might see a top 4.
Let's hope for it.
I am very hyped.
Definitely, it's an amazing run.
Oh,
Even
hi,
though
Maximum.
Yumi plays so well, but Dreamy makes such an amazing utilization of his resources that it's amazing.
So how they're gonna handle this? Gonna have the Kraken move over. Going with the Tumna.
And I guess that's the right decision. Dreamy can kill it.
It'd be very nice if they do. There we go. Lots of XP to go too.
Basically, most of the monsters on the top floors are of fire element, apart from Golem, which is wind, and Glacier, which would be water. So we can see Dreamy trying to take on those monsters, but as you can see, they still hit hard, especially Ko.
Oh, if that Glacier so much as looks in his direction. Okay,
Oh yeah,
we're good.
that could have been a ball.
It could have been a ball.
What is that loop? Exit loop. Dreamy uses it.
Oh, there's a
and
golem right
Stick
there.
of the devil.
Thankfully, the thing that makes golems very scary is very manageable because they have a ramp up time that you'll know they're ramping up, and all you have to do is step out of the way. Unless they're within.
I don't think that Dreamy can take on that golem. You see, the damage is 1.
What do?
I think, give up the familiar and, walk away on Mahel speed.
Honestly, that might be the best bet. Let it take the hit so you can get away, then restore scroll when it's safe.
Oh, but
how many charges sleep orb have?
Yeah.
That's
yeah, that's...
It survived! Oh no! No! No!
Oh, that
Oh!
was such a good climb.
Oh, we were so close!
But let's see, there is 6 minutes 45 seconds left. That was floor 35. Yumi has to go to floor 36. He is now on floor 27, so 9 more floors. And he can see the elevator.
If Yume says, screw the strategies, run, and makes it every time, they could take this race back. Or rather, they can take this round. An incredible show by Dreamy. But can Azure take this back? That's what we will all see.
Currently, Dreamy is in the lead, so if Yumi cannot make it to the floor 36, we will have a decider. We'll have a third game. And definitely, with that level of play, we do want to see a third game. But Yumi is climbing pretty fast. Yumi has a water Kuni. And is it a stream wand that he's carrying? I sort of was not checking Yumi's screen for a while, but it does look like it's a stream wand. So Yumi is also like in a really good position.
Like, my eyes were transfixed on Dreamy. I was like scared.
There was plenty to learn from Dreamy's gameplay. 3 nap losses. That's an interesting train. Luckily, decided to, or both of them decided to stay, and the third one now went to sleep. But there is another one here, which goes to sleep with another one behind. That tower is not very nice to Yumi now.
Oh no!
Oh, no. It woke up. Yes, time for Olim.
Appears in someone's kitchen.
And Yumi also has an additional egg that we didn't see on Dreamy's sides. I wonder what that egg is. Malicious scroll, that's correct.
Oh, that scared me for a second.
One in 8th. There is Manoiva coming.
It
Behind
always
you.
scares me when the monster
And luckily
seems
there is an
diagonally.
elevator. And currently we are like on 56th minute. 4 more minutes to reach floor 36. 6 floors in 4 minutes. With cutscene taking around 30-40 seconds, is it?
Even less if you press buttons fast enough. Let's go. You must move quickly.
We heard the sound, which means that Manoiva decided to transform itself. There is a killer here. Time is running. Yumi doesn't have much of it.
This song is an accurate representation of how you feel after the 5th floor.
Oh, definitely. Basically, it's your first climb. You are definitely under-leveled. You might not have enough resources. Everything there is here to kill you. So it's definitely very tense situation.
Don, we've got about 2-3 minutes left on the timer.
2 minutes 40 seconds. It doesn't look good for Yumi, but let's see how he can handle it. To be honest, with his resources and CUNY being water, he's got another shot to reach floor 40. And there is the elevator.
5 more floors, can they make it?
2 minutes 15 seconds. And there is the cutscene. Mash, mash, mash.
Oh, 10-15 seconds.
Not so bad. And as you could have seen, there was a tyrant in that room. And it loaded only after the cutscene has finished. Yes, there is an elevator. Floor 32, and we've got 1 minute 43 seconds.
There's the elevator right there. Can you reach it?
Exactly. Killer, he hopes to kill it.
Got about a minute and a half left.
Exactly. There were monsters and there is an egg. Okay, we good. Floor 33. And we've got 1 minute 10 seconds. 3 floors. Can Yumi do it? Ooh! Hitting a crack trap at this moment is not good. It's time waster. And 1 minute left. And the glacier, 40 seconds, so it looks like Yumi will not be able to make it.
It's not very often that we have a round in on an actual
Exactly.
timeout.
But definitely Yumi has all the resources to reach floor 40. And if we had more time, I'm sure we would have let him do it, but unfortunately we have to go with the third game. So Yumi will have to still wait to reach floor 40. But I presume Yumi already did reach floor 40 in one of one of the practice games, I recall seeing that in a Discord. And 3, 2, 1, it's time.
That was an excellent show from both parties. It's very rare that you have not one runner, but both runners in the same round get above 30. I will never underestimate Krakens as main monsters again.
Yeah, maybe it's a new strategy that people should explore.
It's stuff like this that makes me really wonder what would happen if we did tournaments with little gimmicks like escort percent.
We can see the egg, a balloon. That was one of the early floor eggs, I presume. I will take like a short break here, and I'll be back with you in 2 minutes while the runners are loading new seats.
Sure. I hope everyone is enjoying the races so far. Hope our runners are giving a good show. I'm having a thrill of a time being able to commentate.
Sorry for that short break.
No
I'm
worries.
back. Let's do the seat check for the runners. Seems that Dreamy is fine.
Chai, could you take the reins for just a moment?
Sure. No
Okay, I'll be right back in just a moment.
Let's wait for Yumi to load his seats so that we can verify it, and then we'll be on with the third game of this very exciting match. Sun Knight, in the meantime, in the chat is trying to lure people into our Discord, where apart from having plenty of resources about the game and like lots of very nice people to talk with, we also do have pictures of that Japanese angel. Currently, the angel that you're seeing is sort of nice picture. The Japanese version has it way, way, way creepier. If you do want to see it, do join our Discord and check it there. Let me confirm the seed of Yumi, and the seed is good. And once Yumi gets with the Koch outside the hut, we'll be able to restart this exciting match.
I have returned. Did I miss anything? No,
Oh,
I
we're still waiting for Yumi to
came just in time with the creepy angel. I want it out of my face.
Yeah. And you can check that Sanna is trying to lure people into Discord to check the Japanese angel.
Japanese angel is even worse. You'll see things when you close your eyes. You know, it's kind of a shame that we lost voice acting in the English translation of this game.
I never played the Japanese version.
It's got all voice acting.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I never heard it. Is it any good?
Honestly, I haven't looked too much into it. I wonder if there's a way to, like, restore it into the English version. Probably not.
Let me do the countdown for the runners, and we'll be able to see the third game. In the meantime, Yumi sort of got stuck. I hope his game will unfreeze. Let me check.
So according to programmers, sadly, the games are different enough that you can't just import or activate the voice acting in the English version.
Oh, that's a shame.
Anything to add a little bit more flavor to the game, right?
Yeah, I did hear that there are some changes between the games, that like Japanese version might be even harder than US version. And also there are some glitches that are not available in American version. And is it so that you can also date Gosh in
Our
Japanese
runners are up!
version? Exactly.
Oh, you can? I thought, wait, isn't that still not really, but kind of in the English version because the fortune teller hints at it?
I don't know. I don't think that I've ever done it.
I think there's a little dialogue that hints that that's an option, just sort of locked.
But do you get Gosh's icon in the save?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
Dreamy
gosh,
seems
dating
to-
or internet rumors, and so is the Japan one. Oh, or the difficulty one.
Did
I don't
Dreamy
want.
try
Okay,
to call CUNY poulet?
let's be real. Let's be real. I don't want to think about this game being any harder than it is. It's already nightmare fuel. No, I'm kidding. I love this game. This is the very first video game I ever played. I have memories from it dating back to when I was 1. And I remember on like the playground after my PlayStation got stolen by my friend or my parents' friend, I still had like the main like your house theme stuck in my head for like years and years until I remembered what it was.
Oh yeah, like Azure Dreams was one of the first RPGs that I ever played, and it was definitely time well spent. I remember that it took me like 30 or 40 entries before I was able to beat the tower and actually complete the town with everything. And I had no level of knowledge that this community has, so I was mostly doing direct attacks with Koch, no mixture magic, and I was basically every floor trying, not like our speedrunners, deal with them as fast as possible, but stay on those as long as possible until something we call earthquake happens. I don't think that we ever explained it, did we?
Earthquake percent is fun.
Yeah, so basically, as you can see, our runners are trying to reach the elevator as soon as possible. Of course, it's a race, it's a speedrunning race, so they want to beat the tower as soon as they can. But if you try to stay on the floor for too long, it will first start shaking. Then you will get another shake after a while. And then all the rooms will start collapsing, basically forcing you to go up when all the rooms collapse fully. So you cannot stay on one room indefinitely trying to level up as much as you want. So I believe there is one category, I don't know whether it's a joke category or a real category when it comes to speedrunning this game, but it's called earthquake percentage, where you try to wait for all the rooms to be collapsed. Not to mention, this category takes quite a long time.
Oh, that's another internet rumor about this game that I think we finally have like an explanation for. So there was a big rumor that the sword you get at the end of the game for beating it turned monsters into eggs. I believe what happened there is someone killed a viper, which has that thing where they eat eggs but drop them on death. I think someone killed a viper with that sword, and then started spreading a rumor that, oh, it turns monsters into eggs.
Yes, the truth about this game is that it's extremely good at not telling you anything about it. There are so many hidden traits with this game that like every single observation that you have can be a false positive.
Imagine the QA testers being like, hey Konami, what's this do?
Yeah.
Then a Konami exec like comes around the corner and says, well, I could tell you. Bye.
But you can figure it out yourself. So
we could
just
tell you, but we won't.
we just saw Yumi hitting a frog trap with Kuni. So again, I think both of the runners still are using default lineup for the familiar. Or no, Dreamy already moved it to behind. But Yumi is still using the one where Kuni is sort of like diagonally placed from Koch. And that makes him susceptible to additional traps that he can hit that Koch wouldn't normally. So both of the runners are on floor 2 with still being on level 1, the scary one, and Dreamy just reaches level 2, and the same for Yumi.
Uh-oh. Dreamy, come back!
Oh yeah, we definitely want to see your amazing gameplay. And he's back.
But yeah, there's a Japanese official strategy guide that got partly translated. It's far from done, but we got a lot of information from that. We got all the brackets that eggs spawn and their drop rates, which are really nice. We got some descriptions on items that we didn't have available to us, and I believe that's where a brief description on what was it? I think luck. Very brief description on it that didn't really tell us much, but kind of hinted.
You probably wouldn't learn about the luck statistics in this game unless you find a Tover seed that makes you think, huh, there is something that increases luck. There is a luck in this game. Interesting.
Whenever you enter this tower, it's all luck. Let's be real.
Oh yeah. You can have like the highest luck stat, whichever you wish, but the moment you hit like, I don't know, paralysis trap with monster den room, you're gone. So we can see that Yumi is already on level 3, so he's a little bit better in terms of survivability, but these floors are pretty safe, so we don't expect any problem for Dreamy, and he's now reaching level 3 too.
It doesn't get spooky till the flowers start blooming.
Exactly.
On the 6th floor. No, 7th
We
floor.
get a golf wand, which can be okay if we don't find better wand. But of course, what we hope for is, at least for the beginning, it's Scarlet wand. And then later, Stream wand. Or some of the runners opt for the Life wand to have a little bit higher chance of recovering HP. And with that, Yumi is the first one to reach floor 4. He even ignores that golf wand, says, nah, I get Stream or Scarlet wand or none.
Not even life?
Seems so.
Come on, gotta give life one try. Come on, it'll be fine. It's
Like-
healthy for you.
If you don't have a wand, like if you have a sword only, golf wand is not bad at all. It's just a normal wand. Okay. So Yumi already found an elevator, but yes, he decides to like still explore a bit because these floors are easy. So both of the runners can find some nice equipment, nice resources for the tougher floors.
You know, I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone throw items at monsters to damage them like with weapons.
Oh yeah, I think
Because that is a valid strategy. That does a decent chunk of damage if it's a sword.
Have you seen one of the Palmer's run? He is using that strategy quite often. He's picking up basically every item and throwing them at monsters.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Anything's a weapon if you throw it at them hard enough.
exactly. And in those lower floors, they do deal damage. In the higher floors, it will be 1, but in those it can be like even double digit.
You ever hear the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? That's because Ko throws it at like 200 miles per hour.
Yeah, he definitely should join some baseball league or something.
Munsbaya Baseball League. Goes perfectly with Munsbaya Bowling League.
So, which monster do you think would work as a like baseball ball in Monstbaya?
Kyun. A very large one, mind you. Maybe we'll go the kickball route.
Yeah, because if I recall right, in the book, your sister has a book. There is one category in this speedrun called 100% that basically tells you that you have to do everything in this game. And one of the things is like you need to fill up a book, which is like a Pokédex.
I know exactly where you're going with this. I know exactly what monster you're gonna mention.
So in book, one of the entries is a monster that works as a bowling pin in this game.
It's a bowling pin with legs!
Yes. So they don't make their bowling pins, they're living things.
There's a monster exclusive to the Game Boy version that's literally a burger. It's a burger! I can't stress that enough.
And Dreamy sort of like held a bit with going to floor 5, so Yumi and Dreamy start at exactly same time, floor 5.
This is probably the closest we've had all day.
Let's see. We do want to see more of the aggressiveness from Dreamy and that solid gameplay from Yumi that makes him go really high quite safely. But nothing is as exciting as, like, you know, surviving with 1 HP.
We've seen that happen twice today. That's enough. My heart's gonna like jump out of my chest if that happens again.
But it does make it like a little bit more interesting that, you know, just having Garuda run that just gives you elevator all the time. Okay, so Yumi is the first one to reach floor 6, but there is elevator right next to it, and he goes to floor 7. Ooh, very
like
bad
that room. I don't like that room. It looks at me funny.
U-boat, and is it a balloon in the back?
Yep.
That's a good decision, just like, get out of this room. Okay, now he opts to fight the bloom.
This tower has an uncanny habit of making normally fun things scary. Like flowers and elevators.
There is no bowling pin monster in the tower, is it?
I wish, it'd be funny. Throw them at monsters. Every time Kyun turns into a ball to physically attack when you could just shout strike.
That would be a nice one, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game had it. Oh, Dreamy hits the slow trap with Cyclone approaching, and that Cyclone is going to hurt a bit. He changes Cuny to attack him, but it's gonna be... Oh, luckily Cuny goes up, so there is no height disadvantage, so that that Cyclone will be taken care of. But I'm pretty sure Dreamy will wait until the slow traps wear off before he goes to the next floor, because he doesn't want to be on the room full of monsters being slown. So
Yep.
if he can help it,
Oh, see the elevator.
oh yeah, Yumi is on floor 8, seeing elevator. Should get him to floor 9 quick. Dreamy decides not to take the elevator on floor 6 and still explore a bit more.
Dreamy, come back. We can't see. I think that blind trap was too effective.
Yeah, you cannot see even Koch.
Blind trap is so strong, your PlayStation just turns off.
But so far, runners are moving quite smoothly to the higher floors. They make it look easy, but it's definitely not easy. For those who never played the game, if you try it, you will see that like going through those floors is not
We're
easy
talking about
thing.
people who like dedicate weeks of their time, sometimes, to just practice at this game over the course of years.
And with that, Yumi goes to floor 9. One last tough floor. Luckily, he meets Clown. Clown is not too tough to deal with as long as he doesn't use that annoying ability. Which he doesn't, so it will be quite good source of experience. Oh,
You were
he
saying?
does decide to... Let's hope it doesn't work.
I just realized that that animation looks like it's ripping your soul out of your body, and now I hate that ability even more.
And Dreamy, in the meantime, decides to equip the Golf Wand. So he will have elemental advantage over water monsters. But he will have disadvantage over fire ones. I think it will negate itself, if I recall correctly, the formulas for the damage.
Honestly, 99% of the time you want either a strength against fire or a strength against water. Wind usually isn't too much of a threat as long as their abilities don't activate. There's actually little mini descriptions about each monster type. Fire is all about damage and ranged attacks. Water is more about self-sustaining. And wind's always about some sort of gimmicky ability.
And
most of the
that
time.
matches all the spells that like you can find, all those balls, because attacking ones are usually the fire ones, apart from acid rain, right?
Yeah.
But if you check, for example, recovery, the animation looks like water. If it's something that deals a status, it's usually a wind.
Yep.
Okay, let's see how Dreamy takes care of that ugly room on floor 7. He decides to bind Bloom.
Dreamy's like,
and goes straight for the
monsters,
elevator.
what are those? What are those? Just casually walks towards the elevator.
Exactly. In the meantime, Yumi reaches floor 10. Like we mentioned earlier, this floor is sort of safer for the runners. They don't have to deal with this annoying elemental disadvantage. Oh, Yumi is also using a wand. I didn't notice what wand is it.
It looks like it's probably a wooden money or life.
Oh, it does make a difference if it's alive, but I don't think it's live because I didn't see him restoring any HP upon attacks. In the meantime, Dreamy deals with a train of blooms.
I love how
luckily-
blooms always look like they're screaming.
Luckily,
It
that
put
has been
both of
helpful.
them to sleep! What luck! What terrible I mean, they woke up right away, but what terrible
Exactly.
RNG is
And
that?
until CUNY wakes up, Koch will not do much of
It
it.
ran out of SP!
Oh yeah, that's one of the things that we don't really see often in the towers. Your familiar can run out of the MP because you're using it constantly, but monsters usually don't use that much of it to run out. But it also shows how costly are all the abilities of the monsters. Normally when you use mixture magic, it only takes half of your MP. In case of CUNY, he has 100 MP. But
And he uses
abilities
less than a
can
lot of
take
other
like
monsters. As
8
far
or
as,
60.
as far as efficiency go, Q is really efficient in his MP usage. Considering how much things cost for other monsters.
Dreamy closed the gap a bit. He is now on floor 9, but Yumi just reaches floor 11, so Yumi's still in the lead.
The Griffin says hello. I think we should say goodbye.
Greet the Griffin. Okay, Holy, scroll. That will take care of this room. Yeah.
I think if you Holy Bell a troll out of the room, they can still look at you and snipe you if they're...
Oh yeah, they can. They just cannot enter the room. But this rule doesn't say that its arrows cannot. And the monsters can still attack you from the edge of the room if you like go close to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Yumi decides to fight that volcano with AI 1 strat. So he gets 2 free hits before he can attack it with mixture magic.
Is there a turn delay between when a monster dies and a new one respawns, or is it instantaneous?
I don't think that those two things are related to each other. It's not like the tower has constant amount of monsters.
That attitude.
Yumi just finds a life shield that he decides not to take.
Life shield, I believe, is the one that kind of acts like Kraken, where it just...
Exactly, can reflect a little bit of a damage. Yumi spawns in a really nice location, having blue color right next to him. So if Yumi decides, he can turn Yumi to water anytime he wants by fusing it with...
Passing up the... Really?
Why?
I am very confused. Like, it doesn't take up inventory space or anything.
The worst that it does is like waste a turn, if you can think of it this way. Dreamy hits floor 10, so he is also out of the danger. Yumi in the meantime is followed by 2 Krakens.
It kind of mildly upsets me that they didn't grab it. Please don't tease me like this, please. Okay.
Oh yes, now we're good.
Good.
So we can see, and there is elevator with a volcano. How will Yumi deal it with? Yeah, just pick it up and throw it. Doesn't matter that it basically has rocks in its body. You can just pick it up easily, right?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And elevator train. Yumi goes to floor 14. So in this game, it seems that Yumi is the one who's fast. Dreamy is like going a little bit slower and more thoughtful.
Versus, oh god, I gotta find the elevator now. No, that's an exaggeration. They're both pretty calm. One's a bit quicker than the other, mind you, but they're both.
Oh yeah, there's still plenty of time. It's only like 20th minute of the game, so you can easily speed up. We've seen Dreamy speeding up. He can easily do it.
Yeah, both of these runners are trying to keep it calm so they can actually reach the top, which is really nice.
Exactly. The most important part is to like be consistent with your climbs. That speed can come later.
That Garuda just like appeared in
out
front of
nowhere,
them.
and
just
it has
flew in.
Height advantage. Luckily, when you're using Fireball, height advantage doesn't matter.
Garuda just gets off the battle bus, dropping in.
Okay, how to deal with those 2 Newells? Will Yumi fight it? Yes, seems so. So it's gonna take a while because they are water elemental.
Uh-oh.
And they have 40 HP and they hit hard.
Oh, it's a good
Luckily,
thing that
Yumi
one
gets
hit
out.
Q. Good thing that one hit the player and not Kyun.
Then we would see how Yumi can deal without a familiar.
Oh, looks like Dreamy ran into the room with the Griffin and the Troll.
Yeah, how Dreamy wants to handle it. Oh, can we see it? Poison! That's an interesting one.
I believe Poison kind of does something funny with enemy AI. I can't remember for the life of me what it is, but it does do something.
Never heard of it, but might be. We'll have to check it later.
I did not know monsters can have 2 status effects on them at once.
Oh, that's
Because
interesting.
that griffin is paralyzed and poisoned.
Exactly.
That. Favorite tower theme, by the way? Just gotta remind people.
So we have Yumi in the lead with 5 floors. Dreamy is catching up. He uses exit loop, puts him on floor 12.
We haven't seen a fire crystal used yet, so a salamander is like a little NPC friendly target that doesn't really follow you. It just goes off on its own, but it will seek and destroy anything.
Misstep from Yumi, and now he finds a stream wand. So he could have done water Cuny, but oh! And Mano Eva.
Oh no!
Binding ball. Okay, that will do. Yumi can go to floor 17, Dreamy should go to floor 12, and he should have the room with the collar. If I recall right, the moment you lose your familiar, the RNG seed can differ a bit between the runners in that sense that the rooms will not be exactly the same anymore. So we might see different towers now, in some sense. Yumi now is in a little bit tight spot.
Running out of tools.
Exactly. Yumi doesn't have a wind crystal, right? Because this would be still time to maybe try to
You can
re-enter.
still salvage this run if you're faster on the second go.
Yeah.
But time's kind of running out for the opportunity to do that.
Well, Yumi has to remember that Dreamy did reach very high floor 35 in last game, so maybe he feels that he will not have enough time to
I feel
fight
like
back.
there's that pressure there. I feel like they're gonna feel that, oh, okay, I had to restart my run, but what if they didn't? They're gonna be miles ahead of me.
Exactly. So far, Yumi is still in the lead. And we do remember how fast Dreamy could climb without the Cuny, so...
Dreamy caught up last round really quick.
Okay, so many coins. Some of those had to be Mano Evas, right?
Don't trust the Monopoly coins. They're not real. Yeah, Dreamy finds a crack and egg, it's all over.
Kraken and Volcano. Small pincer, but yeah, he can deal with it. Fire will weaken it, and one shot will do. In the meantime, Yumi has to deal with an Arachne. Binding ball. You cannot throw where there is no road. And another picket. Luckily no item, but there is Mano Eva. What can Yumi do now?
See.
Not many options. Egg bomb, so we'll see that. Polompa will take care of it. Mano Evas cannot be lifted. We can see that Yumi is using the lifting quite often, like now. But Mano Evas are one of those monsters.
Let's play on the
Misthrow. And now we see Dreamy on the elevator train. He's already on floor 15. So I guess Dreamy will
Kraken!
catch up quickly.
Kraken. Arachne.
Yeah, luckily it wasn't aggroed.
That is a
And
Minueva
it's
if I ever saw
definitely
one.
Mano Eva. Items cannot spawn outside the rooms, and that one item was outside.
If that's its real name.
Okay. Whoa! Why would you go towards the Arachne?
Please have an elevator soon. I don't like this.
Okay, that picket will be a bother. Okay, Dreamy decides to use a fire crystal to deal with the Newell. Newells attack twice every turn, so they're quite good. Quite good spot for Dreamy to recover his HP, because monsters don't go there. Monsters pretty much use sort of a predefined algorithm when it comes to their movements, that they will always try to hack the left wall. So that corner was pretty safe. In the meantime, Yumi hits one of the Mano Evas, and let's see what he can do.
Ooh, oh, step on a crack and your run might break.
The wind seed didn't. Oh,
no, there's
that
different
makes
places
sense.
they could leave.
That makes sense. That's a very, very smart play from Yumi.
I missed it.
He first changed the elemental of Mano Eva to wind by throwing a wind seed, and then used the fireball to basically one-shot it.
Very smart. That's not a play a lot of people would think of doing right away.
Exactly, because otherwise you would have to use at least 2 of those charges, if not 3. Tries to leave with Arachne, didn't work, but there is no other option. Yumi had to try again, and he did succeed. Arachne gotten rid of. And there is an elevator. So we still have Yumi in the lead with floor 19.
Dreamy is no longer down by 5 floors. Dreamy is only down by 3.
But Dreamy has all the resources that he needs. Oh, and we see a Barong.
Oh, we're gonna play the roulette. Let's go.
Let's see how Dreamy's luck is. Star. That's good.
That's always good. Oh,
not good enough. Water. Okay, water is good enough. Wood. Wooden, not good enough. Medicinal, that's good.
3 XP.
Exactly, Barongs have a trait that give a double HP when killed. So he will get 256 XP, which is really high number for that level.
And now, the weather.
And we've got the Viper Town. And we also have almost the halftime.
That's a lot of snake.
What can Yumi do? Binding ball.
Bind and run.
But there is Arachne. What can you do here? You can try lifting it up.
Dreamy's hatching an egg. What will it be?
Where? Oh, was it a Palampa? Yeah, we will see Water Cuny, because Dreamy has a Stream Wand.
And I believe that unlocks another ability, doesn't it?
No, there will be no other ability apart from changing genies of Cuny to water.
Well, hey, if it works.
That's exactly the strat that is used by many, and with Stream Wand, it's even more powerful. In the meantime, Yumi is in a very tough spot. He's almost out of resources. That Pillar Ball should take care of Arachne. Dreamy can take care of it now that he's water. It should be one shot. That's good.
Level up for that extra health, always nice. Azure's got a little train going on, right? Oh no!
Weedock
me and my big mouth.
What can Pillar will not take... I think the only chance is that, like,
no matter what,
to pick up the
no matter what, the snake's gonna hit him.
Yeah. And that's it. He cannot take another hit. So I think we'll have exactly
Azure's gonna try it for a second go, but it's gonna be very difficult to catch up. You would need like a perfect run here on the second visit to catch up.
We've seen it.
We have seen it, but it's still very, very difficult. We will see. Dreamy just found another egg. 17th floor, so the options are pretty big for that. I believe that could be a clown, maybe Garuda, Kraken.
Clown not anymore, but we can have Garuda with pretty good chance. We can have Arachne. That would be good too. And Barong is always good. We could do.
You're not wrong. World record is 40 minutes, or I mean 25 minutes for floor 40. It's possible.
Exactly. Just forget about everything and run. So currently we've got Yumi on floor 20. For Dreamy to take the lead, Dreamy needs to take the floor 21. Okay, so that Picket is not attacking, and it's not attacking because he stole an item from Dreamy. And what was the item? I didn't notice.
Probably
Some
a ball with 0 charges.
Definitely worth spending a spell on if you can recover a ball.
This is an interesting boxing match.
Okay, so Yumi starts his second entry at 33 minutes mark. Let's hope he can reach far with the time that he has left. He is still in the lead, while Dreamy is reaching floor 18. The same thing that we were saying in last game about Yumi, that he had all the resources to reach floor 40. I think we can safely say about Dreamy now that he's got a Stream Wand, a Water Cuny, and pretty good items. So there is a chance. As you may have seen, he also noticed that room with lots of coins, and he was like, nah, those are Manoivas. I'm not going there.
Do you really think a Menueva would do that to you? Just sit on the floor and lie?
Yes, definitely.
Very rude.
They are rude.
You know what? Fair enough. Everything in this tower is rude. That is a very interesting hallway.
Yes, Dreamy tried to utilize Monster's AI, but in that case, Monster was hugging that left wall and didn't want to go straight to the room, so had to be taken care of. But luckily, Dreamy has Water Cuny with Stream Wand, so Arachnis, even though they hit hard, there is a chance that they will not hit you even at all. In the meantime, Dreamy is taking care of that Picket by setting Cuny's AI to 1. Now that Cuny is Water, with Picket being Wind, it takes a little bit longer. It has to be 5 to 6 attacks, but of course it's quite safe. Can Dreamy avoid? No, he cannot avoid that Arachne anymore. He is just trying to fight it. But again, that should be pretty simple. Arachnes don't have that much HP. Oh, that Arachne has at the moment exactly 1 HP. So that was a bit unlucky roll.
Ooh, that Cune's about to run out of MP.
Does Dreamy have any Pita fruits?
I believe so.
There
Maybe?
should be the one from the start. Oh no.
Azure sword was cursed.
Yes. That's why sometimes you may want to...
Yeah, they have a Pita. Nope, they're going
Oh, yeah.
to go for the water crystal instead.
Oh yeah, that will fully restore his MP.
Menueva, if I ever saw one.
Manoiva for sure.
I feel like we saw Menueva earlier with the exact same
Exactly.
positioning.
Those positions are exactly the same. But Manoivas are not so tough when you've got Water Cuny. He can two-shot them. Annoying Pickets, you have to deal with them. So the only problem of AI1 strat is that whenever you're using Mixture Magic, Cuny is using only half of the MP. When he's doing the direct attacks, he's using 1 MP per attack. So to kill that Picket, Cuny uses, 4-5 attacks? So he has to spend 5 MP just to get rid of it. And
And
another
that adds up
Picket.
very fast.
Oh yeah. But this time, Dreamy decides to lift it. Unfortunately, the Picket doesn't want to play along and comes back, so another AI1 strat.
You
Yumi
go
then-
up trap on the first floor.
We like go-up traps. They're faster than elevators.
Yeah, no
Will
dialogue.
Yumi fight the Gosh? No. I presume Yumi feels the time pressure that he needs to go fast, so... all those like small time losses, he don't want them.
Dreamy is about to hit the 19th floor. We're almost at Viper Town.
Ooh,
Got 22 minutes left on the clock.
yes. Garuda hype? Yumi is still in the lead. You have to remember that. But 22 minutes, that's plenty of time to reach 3 floors.
Azure's run could easily depend on what monster comes out of Dreamy's egg.
To be honest, he already has all the resources to reach 40. But if it's Garuda, it's of course.
If it's
Garuda,
Garuda, you could almost consider this race done.
We've seen situations where people with Garuda had unlucky situations. There can be always an unlucky trap
Oh, no doubt.
or a monster.
Spawns you on a monster house for kicks.
Soon we will start having monsters that can paralyze you or put you to sleep easily. And one more, and what the monster is?
It's a barrel!
Oh, that's a
interesting.
very good one. So I
Alright,
presume
bring it
Dreamy
out,
will now
roulette.
do the roulette, yeah. We do have to remember that his MP will run out pretty fast.
Trained
Trained
one off
one.
the first one. Wow, that's a 1%. That's one of the rare items.
So trained one is the best one because, like we mentioned earlier, wands get the additional multiplier when it comes to mixture magic. But the problem is that they have very low attack and they cannot be trained. Trained wand is unique in that sense that you can use red sands on it and increases attack power. So it gets the benefits of both swords and the wand. So will Dreamy use that trick?
Oh, using the
Yes,
pita on the barong.
exactly. So the roulette continues. Okay.
Red
Red
sand.
sand, and we will.
What?
I presume Dreamy wanted to throw it at Barong.
I'm so confused.
Wind. Okay, we get another chance. What is this? Wood? No.
Life one.
Life. That's a good one. If I had a choice between like stream and life, I would be very, very puzzled which one to choose.
Depends on what
Not easy
monster you're
choice.
currently fighting.
Exactly. That's interesting one. Dreamy is still wearing copper shield, is it right? And Dreamy decided not to take the steel shield.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, that Arachne can be taken care of. That's Manoiva. And
Ooh,
we
elevator.
get
Ooh, Olim on the ground. I wonder what that
and
orb
the
is.
spell ball.
Pillar ball. And surprise! Couldn't even see that one because it was covered by the wall.
In the meantime, Yumi is reaching floor 5. So that's 19 minutes left in the run. Yumi is still in the lead with floor 20. Dreamy has used some time for Barong, and it seems like he wants to try that again. So exactly, you can give fruits and herbs to recover a little bit of MP, but that's enough to just try it again.
It's a Leolam.
Sorry.
So their MP won't even go down for a while
Exactly.
either.
So Dreamy has like some now he's got few turns to use his Barong however he wants.
Really? You're gonna throw the trained wand? Wow.
At this moment it's probably, you know, too late.
Hammer.
But we have to remember that Dreamy is wasting time on it and he technically is still behind. Limit. So we didn't explain it, but what we hope that Dreamy is hoping for is something called roche fruit. Roche fruit has a special ability that, like, when you throw it at monster, it turns it into an egg. So any monster that you see in the tower, you can make it into your familiar for good. And that's a very rare item. I would say Dreamy got pretty good luck with some of the items. He got 2 Hazak seeds, which will increase the Cox attack. Very important when it comes to mixture magic. And this way Dreamy is reaching floor 20. So the same floor as Yumi's. But Yumi is still in the lead because he was there first. Yumi in the meantime reaches floor 8. 17 minutes left. Dreamy decided to go for the Viper. Should be 2-shot with Water Cuny. Scarlet Wand.
Oh, Rust Wand! Good thing you're not rusty.
So we mentioned earlier Trained Wand, that it's the best wand because you can train it to be more powerful. But the downside of a Trained Wand is that it can rust. So even though you can increase its power, it can decrease with all those rust traps around the tower. In the meantime, Yumi reaches floor 9. He sped up now and is sort of on a elevator train because now it's floor 10 already. Unfortunately, Dreamy cannot 2-shot that Viper without taking damage, but he doesn't have to worry about it too much. He's again at full health. And floor 21. So with this, Dreamy takes the lead. Now it's Yumi who is pressured. And another elevator,
Just
floor 22.
Keep going. No getting off this train.
Again, I'll say it, Dreamy has all the resources to reach max floor. Uses the trap loop, that's always good.
The curse.
Not very... Oh, his Golf Wand was cursed, so he couldn't take it off. That's why he couldn't use anything. Now he has the Stream Wand that is also cursed.
This tower is cursed, let's be real.
Oh yeah. Quite unlucky. Okay.
So those are collar jockey Palumpas. They are higher level than regular Palumpas, and they can also take the monster collar right off your monster and send it back into your bag. It's very annoying.
And you cannot take it out until you defeat it.
Think Pickets, but somehow worse.
Yeah, Picket stealing your familiars.
I'm your monster now.
And we see the elevator, floor 23. On the other side, Yumi is continuing his climb. He's on floor 11. He's pretty safe here. I presume he doesn't have wand, only sword and a steel shield. Oh! Decides to go for that bell, but 2 monsters that are there. Ooh!
This is spooky.
Yeah, very scary. That Cuny doesn't have much HP left.
Not saw the elevator, I think, on that pan.
Exactly. That's always good.
The shield. Really, you're not going to use the blue shand on the shield? Wow.
Maybe it's cursed. I didn't really see. Takes care of that volcano and goes straight to the elevator.
Imagine the amount of strength you need to literally lift a volcano and throw it.
Oh yeah, no problem at all for Koch. And elevator train continues. Floor 14 for Yumi. but the lead is still pretty safe. It's 10 floors, with Dreamy still going strong and getting more and more resources. That truth. Oh, that was
That
a
is
little bit
not
misstep.
good.
That can cost you a lot, but Dreamy has
All it
plenty
takes
of
is
resources that can take care of it. He's gonna risk it.
One poorly timed crit from that snake is all it takes.
Dreamy
to-
misses. Oh no! Luckily, Viper goes for the CUNY. That hurt.
That's very scary.
And there is a block coming. That fireball is
Block.
empty. Flame ball should take care of it. Despite their appearances as being red, I presume blocks are...
I'd imagine them to be. Yeah,
Yes.
they're. You think
Yeah.
they'd be like more of a clay color?
Yeah.
That's what they were going for. Maybe they were going for like orange clay after it's been
Is
heated.
Dreamy going again for the attack? Okay. That has done the trick.
Trap school.
And with that, we will be on the floor 24 with two Vipers and blood.
Go away, goodbye.
In the meantime, I didn't notice. I think Yumi lost CUNY and is in a
And
tough spot. Yes, CUNY is dead. Only Pillar Ball with 2 charges. But that's a very good play. He can take a hit from Newell. Oh!
That's a thing that happens.
Was that calculated? Maybe he wanted to damage those Newells.
Maybe they just knew.
Oh no! And the worst. Okay, that's good. He can pick it up. Another
I
Newell
am not
coming.
liking these rooms. I am not liking these at all.
Ooh,
oh no!
that was a misstep.
Oh no!
1 HP. Now he has to be very careful.
Oh, what is this movement?
Did you mention something earlier about like surviving with 1 HP?
We don't talk about that anymore.
It's gonna be really hard for Yumi to like get out of this victorious.
There's an extra square between them now, at least. Oh no! Please no! Oh, no!
You see those that troll train?
Why do the trolls look so
Yeah,
happy
they're-
when all I see is bloodshed in their eyes?
But throw the troll.
Oh, that lift! If that lift failed, they would have just
That
died.
is a good movement.
Oh, that was
If the
scary.
monsters are in front of you, they are not behind you. So
Uh-oh.
no. Oh yeah. Very smart movement. But can Yumi make it to the... Oh! Lucky. So much luck, but Yumi reaches floor 15. In the meantime, Dreamy is on floor 25, and we've got a little bit more than 9 minutes left. It's gonna be extremely tough for Yumi to win this game. Okay, let's see what we've got. Dreamy is taking care of that zoo. Ooh, that could have ended badly. So zoos have an ability to paralyze you or your familiar, which has just happened. And luckily Dreamy wakes up after 1 hit, and let's see how he's gonna deal with it. Flame Ball will take care of it. Yumi has like the worst luck with all those trolls, so many, but he has really good luck with picking them up. That's a fact. But there is a Newell waiting for him. I think Yumi just called it. So there is an elevator, but he cannot reach it, and unfortunately he dies now to the troll. So with that, we've got Dreamy winning the whole match 2-1. But we have to congratulate both of the runners. They've shown us such an amazing gameplay and knowledge of all the things that this game can offer. So many places where players who would like go for it first time would just die. Both of the runners here showed amazing feats how to survive. Let's check whether Dreamy wants to continue or whether we should go straight to the interviews. I presume Dreamy is just so focused on his game that he doesn't see messages. So let's see how far Dreamy can go. While we will prep for the... Just 1 second.
That run was so crazy, it literally crashed my Discord.
And it still continues, so you have to watch out. I already had sent an invitation to both of the runners for the interview, but I presume we'll let Dreamy finish his run. There is like 5 minutes left and he can go far.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, what's
Hello,
up?
hello. I presume Yumi joined, right?
Yeah, I'm in here.
So yeah, we are still watching Dreamy finishing his run. There is less than 5 minutes left. He's currently on floor 26.
That was some of the luckiest thing. That was the luckiest floor I have ever seen in my life.
Which one?
With those trolls.
With all the trolls.
You've got pretty good luck with the troll pickups. You showed us how it's done. Okay, I think Dreamy has just stopped, so probably he will join us soon.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Both of the runners are here. Oh, okay. So first of all, congratulations to both of you. The games were amazing to watch. Lots to learn from them. At least I did. A special congratulations to Dreamy for winning the match.
Thank you.
Both of the games were, like, all three of the games were really, really pretty
Both
close
were
and
insanely
amazing.
good. Godlike plays from both sides all around. This is the first time I've commentated a match that went this far consistently up the tower, which is also really crazy.
Yeah.
My favorite gameplay was when Dreamy used, was it a decurse scroll to just put it on the floor so that Manoiva would turn to it and like, just get rid of it. That was...
Well, this is my life now. Just turn it into a scroll.
I didn't think of it that you can do it, but now it's a strategy. I'm gonna use it if I ever like have to. So
I thought you were talking about in my last race. I literally I played casino, trying to find a decurse scroll because I was stuck with a golf wand for like the majority of my run while I had the stream wand in my inventory, and I finally, I think on like floor 23 or 24, something like that, I finally found a decurse, used a decurse, put on the stream wand, and the stream wand was cursed.
also cursed.
I was just like, of course. I don't know if you guys saw, I had like 7 misses, 3 in a row in my first 5 floors. It was ridiculous. Like it almost cost me some resources because I was just missing every single hit. It was actually insane.
No, it was awful. I saw it.
I've got one more question for Dreamy before we ask something from Yumi. What was it with sending CUNY back home and going with the Kraken?
Oh my god. So
that was so fun strategy.
Azure, you have no idea how close I was to just rage quitting that second match, man. Like, I had such insanely bad luck the first game. I remember at one point I lost my starting familiar because I ran into a Griffin. I did the AI 1, I think. I can't remember exactly what the setup was, but essentially I had a fight previous where my familiar had gotten a little low. And I think he was around like 25 HP. And I was fighting a Kraken. I just leveled up, and I'm thinking, okay, I can take a hit on either side for this Kraken. I don't need to waste a resource. I can just hit it and kill it. And it hit my familiar, crit, and high rolled all at the same time and blew him out in one shot. And I was just like, you're friggin' kidding me. And then that second game, I lost my familiar again on like floor 3, and I was just so insanely tilted. I was like ready to just be like, whatever, I lose. Sometimes RNG wins, but I had a buddy in Discord calming me down, and I was just like, screw it. You know what? I'll look for a wind crystal, try again. I did not find a wind crystal, but I got like...
You did. We were wondering because you found a wind crystal on floor 12, and we were wondering, will you opt to like re-enter and like try again, or will you go further? And you went further, and it was the right decision.
Yeah, at that point it was like, because I was looking in like, I'm talking like the next 5 floors. I was looking for a wind crystal. I was gonna bow out. I didn't find one until floor 12, and at that point I'm like in so deep. I'm like, well, I might as well see if I can. Because I had a decent set of resources. I was like, I guess I can just try and get as far as I can. And I think it was floor 16, I found the egg. And I'm thinking, okay, this could be a Garuda. And it pops a Kraken. And I'm thinking, all right, I can work with this. It'll be, you know, a body to stand in the way. And then I think it was like 17 or 18, I got a couple levels on it. And I'm thinking, I think I can start fighting with this thing now. And it turned out I could.
It worked a lot better than I was expecting it.
Yeah, but I was surprised because like you had restore scroll. You could have like gotten CUNY back in like good shape. You had sea seed, so you could have turned it into a water CUNY. And I think you had stream one. So you had like all the resources, but like, nah, I'm going to go with the Kraken. And it did pay off. It made you really, really fast.
The problem was that if I had done the restore route on my starting familiar, I only got it in the 20s, and my familiar died at like level 2. There was no way I was going to get him up like 15 levels in time. Whereas my Kraken, I'd gotten leveled up close to 20 and was still like, he had the type advantage on most of the stuff in the floors. So I'm like, I'm just going to stick with this. And then I had 2 in the inventory, and I'm thinking, okay, I should be okay. And then I ran into that golem, and I had nothing left to kill it with. I knew the acid rain was very likely not going to kill it. So I'm thinking, okay, my only good choice here is to try and sack my monster or bag it. And it was like a coin flip on whether it would follow me or follow the monster, and it followed me. And I was just like, well, that's the end of my 40 run, I guess.
Yeah, we were thinking here that you could have like made it stay and move yourself, so that definitely would attack the familiar, and you still had the Mahel seed.
Yeah,
but anyways, that's history. Like, I have to like say, this was very, very amazing run to watch, and something that like one can learn from, because it was really nice show of how to use the game's logic. But
Azure, I just want to say, like, you should watch game 2. I
plan on going back and watching all of it.
I think I pulled about just about every niche like strategy there is in the game in that second run to keep myself alive. It was insane.
I was on the edge of my seat the entire time during round 1 because It's not very common for both runners in the same round to hit the mid-30s.
Oh yeah, that was.
We were
amazing
on the edge
play.
of our seat waiting for whether or not Azure could catch up to the floor that Dreamy managed to get to, and it was so close. If you had another minute and got really lucky with where you ran to for elevators, you could have tied. I mean, the round would have still gone to Dreamy for getting there first, but still.
But Yumi, like in all of the games, he was reaching really, really high. I presume, like in game 1, you had a shot at 40 if like we didn't have to stop you, right? You had all the resources.
I think for sure, yeah. I had a pretty good resources that first run. I was in the zone that one.
I think it was the same in game 2. It's just that like because Dreamy lost his familiar so quickly, he had nothing left to do. He just had to go up, up, up. But you could have like gone and fight with the monster. That made you a little bit slower, but of course more consistent. So I think game 2 was also really good.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think I'd even get as far as I did game 2 because like I died on floor I think like 11 or I didn't die, but Kuhn died on floor 11 or so, and I had the C seed and I had the stream wand, so I was like, you know what, I should just leave now while I have a good setup and just use, since I still had like 40 minutes left, just try to go back in and make it as far as I can. And obviously I made it pretty far, but just slightly not quick enough.
Oh yeah, like that's the like problem sort of having a familiar. You want to fight, right? Because you can.
Yeah.
And that's what I was hoping for to see, like in game 3 when you lost the familiar sort of quickly, that like you would speed up now and like left Dreamy like behind. And that was the case for most of the run. I think Dreamy only like made to floor 21, which made him above your highest floor. I think it was like in the minute like 50 or 51. So it was pretty close.
Yeah, I think by run 3, I was just, I think I was kind of fatigued at that point, and I was just getting kind of nervous because I knew it was 1-1, and I made quite a few small mistakes throughout the third round for sure.
Well, that's normal, I guess, like with all the tense atmosphere and adrenaline. You knew that it was game 3. It was a decider, and you have no idea how far your opponent is, so I guess that's it.
That was racing through my mind the whole time. I literally just kept thinking, like, what floor is streaming on? What floor is streaming on? Okay, they haven't said anything. They haven't said anything in chat yet. I'm assuming that means he's still going. Like, I just got to keep going. Like, I just got to hope. And then once I died that second time, and nobody had still said anything in the chat, I was like, he's probably further ahead.
The funniest part is that game 3 was actually the game I took the slowest because I hit an egg on, I think, 17. That I was like, oh, this could be a Garuda, I have to hatch it. And it was a barong of all things. And there was like a couple items in my head that I was like, I need this. Like I was like, I need to fish for like a decurse scroll among other things. So I literally spent, I think like 5 minutes just playing with my barong. I gave it a Leo Lamb, a Pita Fruit. Like I was like really fishing. So I donated a ton of time there. And then, yeah, I'd gotten my familiar fused. I had the stream wand. So I was like, taking it really slow.
Well, it did pay off in the end. You did win, so seems that it was a good strategy.
Yeah, it was a crazy set of games.
But it made it like very exciting because like we were like, can he reach it? Can he not? Like, it was close.
I will say, even though it was pretty much useless in the run, my heart did sort of drop when I saw the trained one get fed to the Baron.
I know it was. I wanted to keep it just for the fun of it, and I probably would have used it over the stream wand. But I didn't get the decurse scroll, and I was just like, I don't have any items that I can spare left except for this, which I'm just keeping for the fun of it. I was like, I have to throw it.
Any last questions or comments?
Yeah.
Just good game, man. It was a tough set. Like it really, I was so tilted after that first game. It really could have gone either way, and I got pretty lucky that the Kraken God blessed me.
Yeah, they were great matches. GG.
Yeah, both of the runners have done an amazing job and made this 3 hours long run very entertaining.
It was very entertaining to watch and commentate for.
And also very educational. I'm definitely going to rewatch it and learn a few things from both of you guys.
If anyone in chat ever thought of picking this game up, this was a very good showcase on the tower itself and how it functions.
Yeah. But with that, thank you to our runners. Again, great job. Thank you to our chat. And I guess we will finish here. more Azure Dreams we will have on Wednesday, 5 p.m. with another match in the Stars tournament. Thank you again.
GG,
Thanks, guys.
everybody.
Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night. Bye.